Will Gardner, and hey, we'll be able to hear him this year in his pregame speech. It's thanking the greatest fans in all of baseball for this 20th year in Okotoks. Because Peter, you think back to the days where it was the Dawgs were playing at Foothill Stadium in Calgary, and how much of a change it has been for the organization to have this beautiful gem of a ballpark. There's a reason that WCBL has had all-star game after all-star game here. The support both from ownership and just having this absolute gem of a ballpark, which now includes another section of seats. It seems every year we add a new one, and the new facilities, the full-time pitching lanes, 2 full-time hitting lanes over in the field house. This team keeps finding ways to improve both the fan experience, and obviously you don't keep bringing in new guys like you just saw Matt Tucker Wilkinson get traded into an amazing pitching staff building in San Fran. Not that he was too shabby when he was with the Guardians either.
Yeah.
But and then you see who is it that's in the Brave system with the Eric Hartman.
Yeah.
Producing guys that year after year are showing up in that top 100 in the MILB.
Yes, it seems like we're ready to get the show on the road.
So, of course, it's Peter. You have to remember, it's our town.
It is our town.
But yeah, again, year after year, this team keeps improving. Of course, not the final results we wanted last year, but trying to bounce back. And hey, if you're going to say there is one thing that leads to success in this league, it's consistency. The Dawgs are consistent from the coaches. Obviously, you had a couple of years where Mitch Schmidt was dealing with his health crisis. Lou took over, but it's been the same coaching staff year after year, the same expectations of setting that bar as high as you can. And that's how you win in this WCBL league.
Yeah, and it goes throughout the program. Now the 18 under program seasons now. And now we're starting to see more of that celebration with the it's such a true feedback, and it's such a great organization. It's like absolutely building something very similar just up the road too. But the Okotoks program is something special.
Somebody has to set the bar, right, Peter? That everyone else tries to get over, and the Dawgs have done that year after year. And hey, I like how this year, if you go over to, I think it's the Grog and Grub over on the core 4, they have the rain delay cocktail after last year. So, hey, just don't sell that one when who was it last time? Fort McMurray. Don't sell it when Fort Mountain comes to town, but, or maybe you have to put it on a special or something these days, but. How much rain? As if there's a bad night for baseball here at Siemens Stadium. But yeah, we were joking on our preseason game that we had here out earlier that they're just going to have to start building a hill so you move the berm out behind the outfield, because we're eventually going to fill up that whole berm with seats. And hey, I can think of worse things to be a young baseball fan standing out in the outfield out on berm chasing that baseball.
Yeah, it is the best kind of chaos on the third baseline, so I've been out of the outfield. Especially if start festivities like that.
I remember I'm a San Diego Padres fan by by my family. And we used to go out to Petco when it first opened, and they had the actual park inside Petco Park. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be out in the outfield trying to catch home run balls. Not that during that era of the Padres, it was very often hitting home runs. That was the post-Tony Gwynn, pre-Fernando Tatis era.
Other teams got to hit a bunch.
Unless Jake Beebe was on the numbers, seemed to be all the games that I went to. Yeah.
2-1.
There's a lot of low-scoring ball games. But, this is the first game. We're allowed to have a few of those technical glitches. Oh, that's new video. Am I going to hear myself calling Connor Croson's home run again this year? So we'll keep talking. And, yeah, it is that final year for a lot of these guys. The Connor Croson, the Ricardo Sanchez, Brody Forno, Nash Kroll. So they're looking to cap their WCBL careers off with another ring. Hey, that's if you're Nash, Ricky, and Crow, and Brody, that'll be 4 of them. You don't have to weigh down one hand. You don't need any brass knuckles. You got the championship rings.
Yeah, I mean, incredible careers all over. And the rear next year, with nothing else. I'm doing notes to start the season, just to start the year for the Dawgs on that 9 days. Those guys, I think I'd be at about 4. So there's going to be a lot more room on the other one. It's going to be a pretty big gap in there. But we don't have to deal with that for another year. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing them to wrap things up here.
But we'll send it down to our Hey, Logan, take it away.
It is opening night, and Happy New Year, everybody! It is so great. I have done this for so very many years, and I must tell you, each and every time I step on the field, I am literally get goosebumps and chills as I look in the stands and see all of you. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're the greatest fans in all of baseball. This is our 20th year in Okotoks, and as we look forward to the season ahead, we also look back with so many wonderful memories, so many momentous occasions, and over the course of this season, we're going to reflect back on so many of the wonderful times that we've had here since Sylvan Stadium began construction in 2006. We welcomed over 1.5 million fans, and as I said before, we can't say it enough. You are not only the greatest fans in baseball, but we've become the greatest family in all of baseball. We salute you. Thank you, fans, for 20 great years. I want to take just a couple of moments and tell you about some wonderful updates at the stadium. I draw your attention to the custom mechanical heating field level patio suite below the new seating section 112. We've added new concession items, and for all of you that enjoy them, we've added more of the best beers in all of baseball. We love doing all of that because we do it all for you. We can't say enough about you. Again, we love you, fans. I want to take a moment, as it is our 20th anniversary, and thank our good friends at the Western Wheel for the magnificent commemorative publication that they've done on this occasion. If you did not receive a copy as you entered the stadium tonight, be sure to visit the ticket office and pick up one of those commemorative magazines. It is absolutely fantastic. It tells a great story. And join me now in thanking our good friends at the Western Wheel for that commemorative publication.
I'll be back. This will go a while.
We always love opening night as it gives us a chance to focus on all the levels that make up the Dawgs program. Our Dawgs Academy is a very special part of all that we are. Over 150 players comprise the third-ranked baseball academy in all of North America. We're going to take a moment and bring the teams and coaches out. As I introduce the coaches, they'll make their way to the mound. The players will gather on the field 15U red team, coached by John Melton, Braden Persian, and Hank Griffin. Don't be shy, fans. Let them hear you. Our 15U black team, coached by Tyler Melton and Fernando Fuentes. And our 18U black team, coached by Jeff Duda and Brenton Guthrow.
Coached by Judah.
And fans, as we welcome the academy teams on the field,
Well, of course, we don't have
we have three
black or
teams
white.
that are currently away at tournament
White or
play.
red.
Yeah.
We want to recognize the 14U black. Tonight they were Sherwood Park. They're coached by Kevin Tanaka, Carson Heinmarsh, and Doug McPhail. And the 18U white, coached by Scott Smith and Connor Robbins, as well as our 18U red, coached by Brian Donahue and Quinn Tottenham. They're at the Road to Okotoks qualifiers in Lethbridge. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome and congratulate all of our academy players and coaches.
The Nika Knights.
Yeah.
Now I want to take just a moment and talk about this academy behind me. Over the years, over $4 million of scholarships have been awarded to players
Not
from this
bad.
academy.
Yeah, no.
As I mentioned, they are ranked number 3 in all of North America, and the legacy of success from this academy is absolutely
What's
unprecedented
Rogers' first
in all of
name?
baseball.
No, you don't have it.
We've had over
Okay.
65 players drafted by Major League Baseball, and over 40 players from this academy have gone on to represent national teams. 100% of our graduates have gone on to have the opportunity to play at the next level, be it
And
college
that's pretty
or
insane.
university. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a remarkable academy program. They don't often get the recognition they deserve, and so tonight we're privileged to do that. Let's once again congratulate them and thank our coaching staff for the leadership they provide. I want to take just a moment and
There's a little
highlight
feedback on that
some
line there.
players who you'll remember being on this
Like
field
through our
that
feed.
have gone on to great things in
It's
baseball.
not bad though.
Who can forget Tugboat, Matt Wilkinson? Who saw Tugboat in the World Baseball Classic?
Insane.
Tugboat's recently been traded for a Gold Glover from the Cleveland Guardians to the San Francisco Giants. We wish
Playing for
Tugboat
the
well.
best team name in minor league baseball. The
Tristan
Flying
Peters
Squirrels.
tonight playing for the Chicago White Sox. Jacob Melton is with the Tampa Bay Rays.
After his year in Banana Ball.
With the Minnesota Twins. And we also want to recognize the dog that means so very much to us. Jim Henderson, one of the original Dogs, after an illustrious major league career,
Not mentioning
is now the
apartment.
pitching coordinator for the Milwaukee Brewers. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Dog's legacy. A legacy of unmatched success. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Eric Hartman.
Oh, there we
We saw
go.
play on this field as recently as last year. Drafted by the Atlanta
With the
Braves.
fourth
He's
last
the number
selection.
4 prospect in the Braves organization.
Fourth best of New York.
Top 100 in all of baseball. Eric Hartman will one day be wearing a jersey that reads Braves in the major leagues. Let's
Not from what I'm
congratulate him on his
hearing.
great success.
Apparently he's getting shot
And I tell you all of that to tell you
just because they don't have anywhere to
this
elevate him.
summer, an opportunity like no other will be happening right here at Sylvan Stadium and right here in our community. From July 14th to 19th, in partnership with Baseball Canada, the Okotoks Dogs will be presenting the Road to Okotoks, the first ever Canadian
Graham Mosman started yet?
national championship
Nope.
for a U19
They haven't started the game at Clark
from
Park
across
yet.
our nation.
I still can't believe they're playing that game now.
The Watermill Cup will be presented right here in Okotoks, and for the first time, a national
But apparently they have 16,000 seats there right now. Apparently they have 16,000 for the Rugby Canada stuff that's coming.
Every player in our nation will be happening right here. 16 teams will compete. There will Sargent. Joe is down in the bullpen giving us a wave. Let's welcome Joe. Now this gentleman always says, please don't say too much about me, because all it means is that I've been around baseball a long time. And that's a fact. But he's been around our organization really for many, many years, almost from the inception. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say he was a legendary coach. He's from the Hall of Fame of American College Coaches, and we're delighted to welcome D-Rob. To let you know, Mitch Schmidt will be joining us later in the
Final,
season.
18-0.
As will Andy Peterson. They are
Outscored them
both in college playdowns as we speak.
31 to
Let's
3.
welcome our visiting team tonight. I'm going to ask the Sylvan Gulls to line up on our third base line. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the coaches and players from the Sylvan Gulls.
Can't cheer for the press box, Conrad.
And it is now my great pleasure to ask Mike from the press box to introduce the 2026 Collegiate Dawgs roster.
Dawgs fans, here is your 2026 roster for your Okotoks Dawgs. From Vancouver, British Columbia, attending the University of Portland, number 2, Landon Hoffman. From Bedford, Indiana, attending Indiana University, number 3, Cal Gates. From Okotoks, Alberta, attending Campbellsville University, number 4, Brody Fuero.
Oh, it's got the flow this year.
From Gilbert, Arizona, attending Indiana University, number 5, Aiden Krause. From Montreal, Quebec, attending the University of Mary, number 6, Hank Griffin. From High River, Alberta, attending Colby Community College, number 7, Tucker Zadudik.
That's the wrong Zadudik.
From Mexico City, Mexico, attending Gonzaga University, number 8, Ricky Sanchez. From St. Albert, Alberta, attending Dawgs Academy, number 9, Quincy Jenkins. From Okotoks, Alberta, attending Tennessee Tech University, number 10, Connor Wilson. From Cloverdale, British Columbia, attending Dawgs Academy, number 13, Brian White. From Montreal, Quebec, attending the University of Portland, number 11, Will Lavante. From Duncan, BC, attending Dawgs Academy, number 12, Reese Lightford. From Tomball, Texas, attending Hill College, number 14, Dalton Hopper. From North Hills, California, attending Vernon College, number 16, Jaden Lutz. From Calgary, Alberta, attending the University of Portland, number 18, Austin Collins.
Do you think Brody's pants could get tighter?
From Grimsby, Ontario, attending the Cook Community College, number 19, Nolan Jackson. From Snohomish, Washington, attending George Mason University, number 20, Tyson Willis. From Richmond, British Columbia, attending the Dawgs Academy, number 21, Jack Bello.
Yeah, he'll be here for about
From
3 weeks.
Okotoks, Alberta, attending Gonzaga University, number 23, Jacob Rubleski.
I forgot Rubo was also a Gonzaga
From
kid.
Everett, Washington,
I forgot Rubo
attending
was also
Campbellsville
Gonzaga.
University, number 24, Joe McBride. From Toronto, Ontario, attending the University of New Mexico, number 26, Lachlan Law. From Halifax, Nova Scotia, attending Dawgs Academy, number 27, E.J. Rogers. From Chandler, Arizona, attending the University of Louisiana, number 28, Jeremy Piper. From Gilbert, Arizona, attending Ottawa University, Arizona, number 29, Ty Johnson.
Ottawa University, Arizona.
From the Woodlands, Texas, attending the University of Houston, number 30, Max
The
McCurry.
Woodlands.
From Portland, Oregon, attending the University of Portland, number 32, Brady Pelko. From Norton, Ohio, attending White State University, number 33,
No home
Jordan
runs.
Eaton.
But he's still
From Albuquerque, New Mexico, attending Oklahoma Wesleyan University, number
I
24,
knew we couldn't go here
Jim
without
Rivera.
Oklahoma Wesleyan.
From Toronto, Ontario, attending Dawgs Academy, number 35, Jack Thompson.
I think he's in the
From
portal though.
Clarksville, Tennessee, attending Faulkner University, number 37, Bracken Rice. From Calgary, Alberta, attending Dawgs Academy, number 38, Tate Dearman.
For 2 weeks.
From Calgary, Alberta, from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, attending Tennessee Tech University, number 44, Nash Cole.
Is he the loudest cheer tonight?
From Montreal, Quebec, attending Central Arizona Community College, number 45, Jerome Perret. From
Perret,
Montreal,
okay.
Quebec, attending the University of Portland, number 46, Leo Cote. From Calgary, Alberta, attending North Central Community College, number 47, Wyatt Samuel. Attending St. Albert, from St. Albert, Alberta, attending Dawgs Academy, number 50, Kaden Fisher.
Apparently he's something to look out for.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Okotoks Dawgs.
That is a magnificent looking team. I'm going to make one wonderful addition. Please welcome the greatest trainer in all of baseball, Savannah Blakely. Savannah, join the team on the field and thank you for all you do. The scene behind me is absolutely beautiful. Young men on the field of play. The grass is green, the sky is blue, the
Is it
temperature
blue?
is perfect, like it's been for most of the 20 years. I'm sure you're like me. In your mind, you're going through a slideshow of memories, of time spent with family and friends and fans at Stevens Stadium. I recall a fan that's here tonight with his wife. He has not missed a single home game in Dawgs history. And his name is Brian Jones. He's gone to over 600 games between home games and road games. That's a fan. That's what you are. The greatest fans in all of baseball. Let's give Brian and Pat and his wife a round of applause. Section 108. And fans, I can go on and on and on. So many wonderful names and faces and magnificent shared memories at this stadium. But we'd be remiss if we didn't recognize one very important component in all of that. And that is the man who made it all possible. I'm going to draw your attention to the video board as we pay tribute
what we were supposed to be. Coach. This is the first season where Don's not here for opening day.
Mm-hmm.
I've said many times that it's an investment that it's my best investment ever.
Their starting pitcher says, I need to go throw again.
Remove your caps and join Britt Rose as she leads us in our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, as the players leave the field, let's wish them well with our applause and our thanks. It is a beautiful night for baseball. Thanks for being part of our opening ceremonies tonight. I'm going to turn it over to a local coach from our promotions team. Have a great time tonight.
Hey, Stephen Stadium, one more time for Will. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, my man. Oh, Stephen Stadium, I'll keep it quick. It is so good to be back. One time for me. Let's make some noise. How loud can we get? Let's make them outside jealous. They hate us. Oh, yeah. Hey, we're going to get it started with our Serenity Fine Jewelry Dog of the day. The first one we have got. Put your hands together for Al Gates. Brand new to the Dawgs dugout. He debuted in right field last night for the season opener. He had 2 hits, including a triple and 2 walks. Originally from Belfort, Indiana, Gates currently plays at Indiana University. Where you at? Come on out here. One more time, our first Serenity Fine Jewelry Dog of the day.
Also had 2 steals in that performance last night, Peter.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege and honor to welcome a very, very special fan for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. He was literally a day 1 season ticket holder, and when I say he's a large dog fan, I mean it in every sense of the word. He's a big man with a big heart, with a big love and a big passion for Dawgs baseball. One of our inaugural season ticket holders, please welcome Jumbo Jim Ron, tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
So you think you can take it from here? Take.
Jumbo, make your way to
So
the
yes,
mound.
it is opening day. A time where every team has hope and excitement for the season ahead. And for the Okotoks Dawgs, opening day was the start of a journey towards a championship for 3 years in a row. The team they face tonight is the one that kept it from being a banner occasion here at Sylvan Stadium to kick off the 20th season. As the top 2 teams in the West for the last few years get things started, they did it last night in Sylvan Lake. They will do it today here at Sylvan Stadium in Okotoks. It's the Dawgs and the Gulls on the first Friday night of the WCBL season here on Flow College. Peter Claw and Conrad Krauser with you, and Conrad, fantastic tribute to what we talked about in the pregame, the academy and the foundation that has been built here. But now it's time for the collegiate teams to show their stuff. We've got 2 of the best ones today, Dawgs and the Gulls.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize it would be the first opening day without Don Seaman, as they said, the benefactor who built this stadium, and obviously him and his brothers well known for bringing the Calgary Flames to town and continuing their ownership. But this truly was Don's pride and joy, what he's built out here in Okotoks, and truly is a special place for baseball in this province and baseball across the country. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit. The road to Okotoks, the big 18U tournament that will come here, both the Sylvan Stadium and Tourmaline Field, and just to our east here a little bit.
All right, let's send it back to the field for the introduction of the starting lineup.
Dawgs fans, make some noise. Here is tonight's starting lineup for your Okotoks Dawgs. Leading off out of Indiana University, the center fielder, number 5, Aiden Krause. Batting second out of Gonzaga University, the shortstop, number 8, Ricky Sanchez. Batting third out of Indiana University, the right fielder, number 3, Cal Gates. The cleanup batter out of the University of Portland, third baseman, number 46, Leo Cote. Hitting fifth out of Tennessee Tech University, the second baseman, number 10, Connor Rosell. Hitting sixth out of Vernon College, the catcher, number 16, Jaden Watts. Hitting seventh out of Tennessee Tech University, the first baseman, number 44, Nash Kroll. Hitting eighth out of the University of Louisiana, designated hitter, number 28, Jeremy Kuiper. Hitting ninth out of the University of Portland, the left fielder, number 2, Landon Kaufman. And on the mound tonight, out of Dawgs Academy, number 27, A.J. Rogers.
So that is your opening day lineup. And again, sometimes in the early season, you will see more Dawgs Academy guys. Of course, we got A.J. Rogers on the bump.
Yeah, A.J. Rogers committed to the University of Houston, born in Halifax. You can tell that there is a real fit for this young man. Standing at 6'8" on the mound. Fastball, slider, changeup, and curveball in the repertoire for him. 2026 perfect game preseason, all-region first team for Canada and Puerto Rico. So a lot of promise in this young man, and a pretty good opportunity tonight against the defending champion in Sylvan.
We talked about it a lot last year, that there was not a lot of forks in the storm, so to say, in this Dawgs lineup. This year, even less so. You're seeing veterans up and down, even on opening day. The fact that you have Connor Croson hitting down the order, not in that 4-hole, Nash Kroll not even in that 4 spot this year. There is truly not a lot of holes in this Dawgs lineup.
No, certainly not defensively like around the 9 first base and that goal. Second base, Connor Ferguson, Ricardo Sanchez, with him at short, Leo Cote, third. Left right your outfield with Landon Kaufman, A.J. Krause, and Cal Gates. So, kind of mentioned a couple of times. Carson
you lose a guy who's been as long as a dog as Aiden Rose was there at second, you're going to have to see some different looks. And I'm not unhappy seeing Leo Cote over at third, but it's going to be a bit of an adjustment.
That is for sure. Now for the Super League Gulls is Maddox Faber, followed by Michael Quinn, Joey Molina, John Boy Rittenhouse, Tyler Grace, Colin Perry, Gavin Valenza, Reese Sherman, and Dominic Giusti. So that is the starting lineup for Sylvan to the Lynx. Shaver steps into the right-handed batter's box to kick off the season. Here at Siemens Stadium, the first pitch is a ball, and we are underway. First pitch coming to you at a nice and tidy 7:30.
Only 23 minutes behind our scheduled start times. And I do have to correct our lovely announcer. That wasn't Tucker Zadunich, it was Turner Zadunich, the fourth of the brothers to play for the Dawgs squad.
Now even at 1-1 after that fastball found the strike zone. Catches the inside corner, it's 1-2.
Speaking of behind the plate, it is Brad Johnson. Matt calling the balls and strikes. At first, it's Marcel Rosetto. At third, it is Chris Hartley.
The 1-2 is hit a mile in the air and well foul. The first parking lot assessment of the year. That's out into the left field parking lot.
At least it's not like last year where the first foul ball found one of the interns.
In for a strike, 0-1. Fastball touch 91 for Rogers.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of leverage being 6'8".
Ball chopped over the first base side. Cole will play it about 3-6 in foul territory and counts 0-2. A slingshot there with the 6'8" frame.
Yeah, it makes things a little bit easier to hit the velo.
4 strikes out there as well. Seems like the location is on point so far. The 0-2. Bouncer base, it's 1-2.
Helps me have a veteran catching core too, as a lot of these Dawgs guys coming through will get at various points throughout the season.
And that pitch foul back, that's going straight up here if that man wasn't there.
Yeah,
1-2.
I still have that human reflex to get the heck out of the way of that one.
Yeah, people will laugh at it, but that's that. If you lose that, I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
1-2. Popped up. Shallow right field. Gates on the run. Settles under and makes the play for the second out.
You saw this, as I mentioned, the 2 steals. Gates has got some wheels and had a long way to go, was shaded more to center. With the winds being as unpredictable as they can be down here in the Okotoks River Valley. But as we said at the start, some strong gusts from right to left. You can understand why it was shaded the other way, but chase that one down.
Yeah, the wind had kind of died down from where we were at before the pregame started. Now it's starting to pick up in the last couple of minutes here. As Joey Marino comes up, gets that one for a ball, 1-0. Marino out of Surrey, BC. And in Cloud County Community College. 1-1. Now what?
You like a little bit more alliteration on that collegiate name.
I do try to abbreviate them after the first year when they've been there, and it's been a couple of seasons now. But CCCC just looked weird on the statue. The 1-1. Popped up. Straight up the elevator shaft. Gross Anderson writes a novel, waits, and makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for A.J. Rogers and the Dawgs. The home side gets their first chance at the sticks. When we come back, it's opening day from Sylvan Stadium in Okotoks here on Flow College.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Do we want? Might as well.
The first inning is presented by Capital Direct.
6'8", and he's 18.
Yeah.
So in theory, he still has a few more inches to grow.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, not bad.
Ooh. Not a bad velo here either. Braden Stevert. That's what we got. Oh, they unveiled the World Cup squad today. I didn't know that.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, and they chose to take Bombito and Alfie Jones. Interesting. Oh, thank God it isn't Rossetto behind home plate, though. Nicest dude, but...
We're back to Sylvan Stadium in Okotoks. Dawgs getting their first crack at the sticks. And the Gross.
So we do have to make mention that you did see some aggressive base running from the Dawgs in last night's appearance, and it led to some interesting throws from behind home plate. The Dawgs advanced on a couple errant throws last night, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Gross, they're hacking away, fouls that one off 0-1, facing Braden Stewart on the mound, pitcher out of the University of Okotoks. 19 games this year, 500 starts, 5 and out, 3.54 ERA, and a complete game and save. 53 in the third innings pitched, 61 strikeouts, 19 walks. The 0-1, excuse me, swing, fouled that one off, and it's 0-2.
You have to figure, last year the Dawgs were extremely aggressive on the base pass. Likely will not change that DNA.
Yeah, that has been a calling card of this team for the past few years. Kraus, high fly ball center field. Juicy broke in, now trucks his way in to make the catch, and there is one down.
Got a lot of that baseball, but just dies in the Okotoks skies. Juicy's got those bright yellow cleats on. I wonder if that's for a little bit of extra speed, but here comes the fan favorite up the back.
The shortstop, number 8, Ricky Sanchez.
Yeah, just a little quiet roll from the fans.
Final year for Ricardo Sanchez. Heading back to 2019. That one misses. Inside, 1-0. Sanchez coming off of a fantastic year at Gonzaga. A good start with Dawgs. 2 for 4 yesterday with a couple runs batted in.
Would you say being nominated for shortstop in the year in the NCAA is just good?
Something like that, yeah.
And you can tell staying away from the strike zone here against Ricky.
It's a great eye. Played 466 on base percentage with Gonzaga this season.
Yeah, just a top-tier NCAA program, and you're hitting on base around half the time.
Sends this ball to second. Marino has it. Third first is in time. And just like that, there's 2 gone.
Good piece of hitting there from Ricky, just unfortunately right at the man manning second base. And tough to be aggressive on the base paths when not making it on the base path.
Indiana University, the right fielder, number 3, Cal Gates.
So Cal Gates coming up, and you're right, Conrad. Tough to steal first. And this is inside. What do the rare wild pitch that goes into the ground. That skipped up and had a weird spin to it. 5 rows deep. Not a player expecting a souvenir on it, but first of the year. 1-0. It's inside, 2-0.
Yeah, just a couple of inside pitches there, and as we said, it was a little bit of suspect play behind the plate that came back to bite the Gulls last night.
2-0. Big cut there from Giggs, foul away. 2-1.
Something that the Dawgs haven't had a lot of is left-handed batters, so seeing Gates this high up in the lineup, maybe a change of pace from what we've seen last year.
Ready for the 2-1. Little check swing, fouls that one off. Counts even now at 2-2.
That's when Gates would love to have back, because that was well high, but the check swing, excuse me as you put it, hits off that protective netting.
Now the 2-2 from Stewart. Breaking ball misses up, and the count's full at 3-2.
Seen this from a couple of the Gulls pitchers so far this year. Really going to that 12-6 change to try and get these strikeouts, but the Dawgs hitters not biting.
Full count pitch. Hit to short. Graves charges. Throw across the diamond is in time, and the inning is over. So much like their counterparts, the Dawgs go down in order to start the game. Both pitchers bringing it in the first, receiver the second, has in store. We come back here on Low Column.
Almost that home team live slip up still. It's just like, I almost, every time I'm like, home team, nope, float. It's,
We got ourselves our first promo. A couple of kids against Diggity. They're wondering all the days faster than our dog. Who thinks Diggity is going to win this? Make some noise. Okay. Who thinks some of the kids are going to win? Make some noise. Ooh. Okay. Now, since this Diggity race is brought to our good friends over at Mark Anthony Group. Are you ready, Diggity? Are you ready, girls? All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go! Wait a minute, head start. Diggy's cruising though. Looks like Diggy might be back for the year. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be tight. Just by a nose. Holy!
the new Diggity performer actually can do their job this year.
Let's give it up for our two contestants. Great job, girls. Great job.
Left fielder, number 7, John Boy Rittenhouse.
For 3 in the ball game last night with a walk. This pitch sky. Right field line, hooking out. Wind the way it is. It's very difficult to hit it out foul that way.
I was hoping that the wind would pick up and probably just push that one over the right field fence.
One chops this one to third. Uptake plays that one in foul territory, and quickly Rogers ahead of another one. It's 0-2.
Yeah, sprays it to either side of the field for his 2 strikes.
Gotta keep him guessing, right? The 0-2 to Rittenhouse. Step aside, 1-2. And part of the 18 and under World Series team with the Dawgs Black last year. That one in dirt 2-2. Academy that we've talked about here with this Dawgs program. A few chances to get some reps in early in the season with a few players still making their way to.
That one just a bit high. That's the problem sometimes when you're that tall. Sometimes if you release just a little bit early, it will soar.
And 3-2, just missed outside. And the first base runner of the day for either side is courtesy of a walk to Rittenhouse. We'll lead things off here in a second.
That was about as close as you can get without it being the punch out, but first base runner is on the board. And while we have a chance, let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard here in the WCBL, where in Weyburn, it did not quite go the Beavers' way. They fell 18-0 into the Saskatoon Berries.
Yeah, it's a rough afternoon.
Yeah, the gap in the two Berries games, that one's outside, only 31-3.
Oh, is that all?
That's all.
Yeah, it's a tough way to start the season. A tough way to spend a Friday night. A very good way to start a Friday night for Saskatoon. Here, swinging and miss by Graves. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, that off speed had Graves all kinds of guessing, just waving the stick at that one.
Graves out of Southwest Tennessee Community College. 0 for 4 in the game last night. Now for his lead off the first. Not going as the pitch misses outside, 2-1. Now it's just a couple of steals on the season with the Patriots. Walk's not unusual for him, 485 on base percentage this year. The 2-1 is drilled out to deep left center field. Kaufman and Krause going back on this one to the track at the wall, and that ball is gone. A 2-run home run from Tylen Graves, his first of the season, and the Gulls strike first here in the second. It's 2-0.
Yeah, it was not a lot of doubt about that one, especially with the wind that we have here in Okotoks today. That one's a tough one, as AJ had a great start to this outing, but as the Hurts So Good goes up over the speakers here, that one's going to hurt this young pitcher.
First baseman, number 30, Coleman Perry.
Tough when you think about how close he was to getting the strikeout of Rittenhouse the batter before. Reset here, down by a couple. It's a high swing and a miss there from Perry. It is 0-1. Perry out of Northwest Nazarene University. North American Folk, Utah. The 0-1 drills this ball out to center field. Coming in on it is Krause, but it will be Gates making the play. And that's 0-1.
Seeing Rogers a lot better in this half of an inning, but just popped that one up. And as I said, we had another guy who covered that right field really well named Tucker. See a little bit of a similarity out there for Gates. Maybe not his broad shoulders.
So now Gavin Galenza ducks out of the way, and that one high.
Galenza is one of the veterans here for this Gulls program. I think it's his third year, if my brain is remembering correctly. I know it was definitely here last year.
This is low in him, and counts 2-0. Tries to find the zone after a pretty efficient first hit. Pitch. Swing and miss there, and it's 2-1. I think that was one of the breaking balls that Rogers would throw.
Yeah, we got a new scoreboard operator, so I was looking over there and like, am I right or are they right on the scoreboard? But gotta trust myself.
2-1, another check swing foul ball, and the count's even at 2-2.
You know, I didn't see that many of those last year, and we've suddenly had 3 check swing fouls in the first 2 innings of today's game.
County at 2. Swing and a strike 3.
Second strikeout of the day for A.J. Rogers. And that one just looked like he reached back and put a little extra something on that fastball.
One thing you like to see from young pitchers is after giving up a home run, like it is a great settlement when your next 2 guys out. It's nice to have that bounce back immediately. That was short. He hits this ball hard to center field. Going back on it is Krause. Still going back, and it's over his head and off the wall. Digging for second is Shorman. He will get there without much of a problem. And it's a 2-out double for the Gulls catcher. And they have a runner in scoring position here as the inning continues for Sylvan.
Famous words from Ted Lasso via Goldfish needing to come in here for Rogers. It's via
Center fielder, number 42.
in the bottom of the order in only 2 innings. And it is Luke Hote instead of Mitch Schmidt in the dugout today. Obviously, he hasn't arrived yet from his JUCO coaching duties. But Lou certainly is a guy that's only going to ask these pitchers generally to go 3 innings most. So don't get to see AJ that many more times, likely.
Out 1-0 here to Dominic Houston. 1 for 1 in the game with 2 walks yesterday. And already on. 1-0 takes that one for a strike. 1-1. And we have seen a pretty consistent trek from the bullpen, especially early in the season. Getting a few guys in there, not extending too many pitchers too long. As the calendar sort of goes from May to June. 1-1. Swing and a miss 1-2. Good pitch there from young Rogers.
Juicy way out in front, just trying to keep that bat through the zone as long as he can. Not making contact, however.
Sold Out Senior Stadium gets behind the Dawgs Academy alumni. Rogers committed to the University of Houston. Brings the 1-2. The pitch is a strike. The ball gets away from Lusk. Rounding third was Shorman pretty aggressively. He'll put on the brakes. That is a strikeout that gets a runner at first. And now runners to the corners with 2 away, and the inning will continue. And it's back to the top of the order in Shaver.
That's a little rough there for the young Dawgs prospect. You get the K on your score sheet, but you don't end the inning.
Third baseman, number 16, Maddox Shaver.
Certainly something, probably wouldn't see that again coming up in July or something. But this is the first couple of times that Lusk and Rogers have been working together. So, fooling the batters, but also fooling the catchers. This ball hit to short. Sanchez to second for 1. That's all they need. And the inning is over. Not before the Gulls strike twice. A 2-run home run from Graves opens the scoring. The Dawgs will look for a counterpunch when we come back to the bottom of the second. Here from Stephen Steen on the College.
Second inning is presented by Foothills Creamery. Stupid Joy since 1969. The fans check out the Mr. Rooter sign along the outfield fence. If the head gets hit, one lucky fan is going home with $1,000.
Mr. Rooter? Oh, on the pole. I'll take it. That was like what we did with the scissor lift out at the home run derby. However, based on the winds we usually get here, putting the sign in right field is probably the safest place it can be.
Yeah.
That was Shaver who hit the fielder's choice, right?
Yeah.
Just so I'm in the right place. I'm a little... Game 1 for me too, right? You want to do another out-of-town scoreboard when we start this one? We are back with the home half of the second, but before we get there, let's have a couple more glimpses around the WCBL. At Elks Field in Brooks, The Bombers trailed the Medicine Hat Mavericks by a score of 3-2. They're in the bottom of the second. No score between the Cactus Rats and the Giants up in Fort Mac. And Moose Jaw, they lead the Red Sox by a score of 3-0. Got a couple other games, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Is Leo Cote leading things off, followed by Connor Carson and Lusk. First pitch swinging there was Cote, swinging this 1-1.
Yeah, Cote unseating Nash Kroll for that 4 spot in the lineup.
Big cut there, and it's 0-2.
I don't think you're unhappy with that from your 4 spot hitter, just trying to put some juice into these bats.
One batter in the game yesterday. The 0-2 takes the breaking pitch in for strike 3. First K of the evening for Braden Stewart. It's the backwards K variety, and there's 1 down.
Just inside for Cote, and Connor Croson with a new walk-up song.
Tennessee Tech University.
Maybe he had to change it when he was at Tennessee Tech and just decided to go, but hey, he had a pretty good year at Tech, so can't really complain.
254 Tennessee Tech with 4 home runs, 28 runs batted in, 371 on base percent. Looking for the first Dawgs hit of the day, but the attack on the strike zone from Braden Stewart continues its own 1. So 1 for 3 in the ball game yesterday. Dawgs. 1. Swing and a miss the breaking ball, and it's 0-2.
And it looked like an uncomfortable swing there for Croson. He'll get those brand new purple gloves back into the batting box.
Better 2-strike approaches in the league last year. We'll see how he handles things here. The 0-2 goes the other way with it. Right at the second baseman, Marino hits the play, and there's 2 away.
Made contact, but again, just right to Marino. I said there were 2 other games going on. No, only 1, and they're as far behind on first pitch as we are. As this Swift Current, the 57s, they're up 1 on the Lethbridge Gulls down at Spitz Stadium.
Lethbridge here tomorrow on Sunday. It's breaking ball in for strikeout 1 to Jaden Lusk. And to Wichita State after playing with Vernon College out of Texas. 1 from Stewart. Fouls that one back, and another dog behind, 0-2.
Having to defend the strike zone a little bit here was Lusk, and they'll step back in down 0-2.
His first hit with the Dawgs after going 0 for yesterday. Takes this one off over the left side, but it's looking foul. We'll do it again. Not a lot of comfortable swings for the Dawgs.
Which is weird. Like, even for early season, the Dogs generally, the bats get awake early. They had that slump in the middle of last year.
2 pitches, 59 1-2.
Yeah, I remember when they were struggling last year, Luke Pope, about the 3rd inning of one of the games, decided the bats needed to go and meet the shale, tossed every single one of them out to wake him up. I don't think you need to do that early today.
The 1-2 fouls that one back, and we'll do it again.
And hey, if you're going to have some early outs early on, having one of these guys come out and battle, just put some extra pitches on the arm here, not the worst thing to happen.
All the guys sitting as many pitches as they can. 1-2. Drops that one foul. So now, especially like you said early in the season, a lot of these guys, it's their first experience from Braden Stewart. So
And some of these guys have had a few weeks off, so they're not quite up to their maximum pitch count. So putting extra pitches on guys' arms is the valid strategy. As that one's up and away.
it's even now 2-2.
He's starting to cool down here in Okotoks.
Stewart rocks, fires, the 2-2 misses up, and the count runs full at 3-2.
From going down 0-2 to being at the full count is already probably not the win you want, but a win you'll take at this point.
Ready for the 3-2. Fouls this one off, and we're going to do it again.
4 foul balls here for the Wasps.
Do it again, 3 and 2. Ross gets all of this one, but hits it a ton foul. Well past the field house toward the road that is a bit beyond here.
Just trying to put it in the new pitching lanes is all he was trying to do.
Directing everyone's attention over there. Let's see if he can straighten it out here. 3-2. Got the outside corner, strike 3 call. 2 Ks in the inning for Stewart. Since this game is still inning, calls still up 2. Here, College.
Tough. 6 up, 6 down.
Returning again, it is the Gulls. And you better believe we brought back the Gulls playing calls. Will we get somebody to get it in the hole this year? It might be Alex today.
Come on, you know
All right,
better.
let's make some noise for Alex Ryan Blackfish to Leopold. If you get it in, and only if you get it in. Are you ready?
What do you think of Rory McLaurin taking over in Brooks?
Goal number 1.
Yeah.
Here we
After he had that year in the States, I guess things must not have gone so well. But hey, like, was good with the Broncos.
Yeah, like give it a shot anyway. Like we're still doing well up there.
So close, but hey, we're gonna hope that for the prize package nonetheless. Let's see, can somebody get it this season? Somebody might! Hey, a big thank you to Leopold Scabber. One more try for Alex. Great job, my man.
Third inning here at Sylvan Station in Okotoks. It is the Dawgs and Gulls on the home for Okotoks here in the West Finals of the WCBL season
Well, and after you see 7 batters in the second, you need to make some quick work of the Gulls here.
So you want to start it, eh? Start it going one. Quick, flew out to right field back in the first. Tidy first inning for Rogers. 8-0-1. Just got a piece of that one, and it is 0-2. Pitch, that one skips in, 1-2. Quick hit, 455 for the Gulls in the postseason a year ago. Very close to 315 games in the regular year.
Not bad.
Yeah, that was good. 1-2. This is up, 2-2.
Yeah, I saw one down in the dirt, trying to get him to chase something up high, and nothing doing there. And we will be joined by Preston Thompson here.
That puts us up in 3-2. Microphone ready for our guest as the count goes full to quick. The Bradley Braves. 3-2. Swing and a strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Rogers. There's 1 down here in the third.
Welcome to the broadcast booth, Preston. Obviously, you'd rather be on the field than with us up here, but not looking to be thus far.
Ah, thanks for having me. I'm
City
happy to be here.
Baser,
It's something
number
to have on my
21,
resume, but
Joey
you know, it's
Moreno.
definitely a different look from up here.
Just a little bit.
First pitch, Marino swinging this all white. Can't help but notice a bit of a different accessory to the uniform here than what you probably like to want to explain to the folks what's going on.
Yeah, I had an ulnar nerve transposition surgery on my elbow last Monday, so I'm on the IR for a little bit.
As this ball hit to short, Sanchez the third first in time. That sounds familiar. That sounds like something you'd want to avoid happening.
I mean, ideally, yeah, but I've been saying to myself, it could always be worse. So I'm still going to try to be as best of a blue guy as I can for this team and see what I can do. I'll be around all summer, so my presence won't be.
So talk to us a bit about AJ, because you would have played with him last year on Dawgs Black, correct?
That is correct. He's a good pitcher. I mean, obviously, just as I say that, he hit the batter, but no, he's got a very projectable build. He's got a lot in front of him. He's eyeing up the draft this year. He's signed to University of Houston. He's got an electric fastball, so he's got everything on his road. But he's a good pitcher. He's a great guy, good pitcher.
You talked about adding this to your resume. Obviously, you're a natural, but you already have the announcers jinxed down perfect. Sure, talking nicer to first base hits than you are. It's season 4 with this already.
Seems like it, yeah.
But talking about Rogers a little bit more, you said kind of that the fastball. We've seen it there, a pretty good jump. Again, we just keep jinxing him here. But I guess for someone that tall, you also a tall lad yourself. What does that kind of add to the pitching repertoire to be able to use that height to your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is advantageous to be able to have such a long build. You can reach out further to the mound. It feels like you're on top of the hitter at times, and you just get more whip on your fastball having longer limbs. It's just a simple physics equation. Is all that is.
And you're bringing physics into this, making me feel like I need to go back to school.
It definitely helps.
That one misses 2-0. So you said keeping the glue guy and being around. Well, I would imagine that would help for you as well in the recovery process, just being around the guys and keeping the summer as normal as you can.
Yeah, 100%. I don't want to be locked away in my house too much. I'd like to be here, kind of keep it as normal as I can, as if I was, playing on the team had I should have been, if I didn't have to get the surgery.
Well, let's see this pitch from Rogers. That one's just they're going to call that a strike. So he hit the button too early. We do have to talk about your brother here a little bit too. Just announced that he'll be returning to the playing field. So is that bothering you, knowing the fact that he's pitching and you're not right now?
No, not at all. I mean, I've watched Quinn play baseball ever since I can remember. Just being a younger brother, him and my other brother Grayson, all I wanted to do was just fill their footsteps. To see him kind of still scratch that itch of playing baseball, it's good to see. You guys see he still enjoys the game and wants to still pursue it.
Yeah, heading out to play some men's league in Calgary.
2-2, this is outside, 3-2.
Well, that's kind of been the anatomy of these Dawgs teams. It's the whole sibling group. Obviously, we see Ricky has had his siblings come through. We got you, and then we also have another Zadunik joining the ranks. So, what does that mean, having the whole family come through this system?
I mean, it's very cool, and I'll tell you, not really a little story, but just a little tidbit. Me and Turner, obviously the youngest of the Zadunik clan, we have talked about playing on the Dawgs college team since we were probably 5, maybe 6 years old. So it's always been in our sights. And this year we were just so close to do it. And then, obviously this little roadblock put a little hitch in it. But no, we're still here, so it's pretty cool.
Again, swinging and miss, got him, strike 3. Reaching out some danger in there for Rogers.
We'll be back with Preston on the other side of this intermission. Of course I say intermission, I'm falling back to hockey terms.
Intermissions can be 2 minutes,
That's fair. Yeah. Being 18 and just only 6'8". That's...
Yeah.
What did we have in the bat today? What was our choice? Dawgs water?
I think so. I think it was Dawgs water.
Yeah, it's this is the weather that I would like to play baseball in, where it's not too hot, not too cool.
You still see,
Yeah.
warm, slight wind.
Yeah, the wind helped that homer fly a far bit further than it should have, though.
Well, when I was talking to his teammates just got the conference here, they said it
won't be an AJ Rogers game if he doesn't give up one home run. Which, I mean, it's a tough thing, but it just seems the way that's how it is.
Our audio's way off.
What?
Our audio's way off. I'm not sure what it is. Can you close the stream and restart it?
Saskatchewan Tech University, the first baseman, number 44, Nash Kroll.
Back here for the third inning, Nash Kroll takes a strike, and it is 0-1. Don't say this often, but Kroll leading things off with the bottom third of the order coming up. Kroll, Kuiper, and Kaufman.
Yeah, what's your thought about Kroll being in the 7-hole here, Preston?
I mean, it's definitely a different look. I'm sure he's kind of surprised. He's always been in that 3, 4, 5 mix, but being 7, I'm sure he's all right with it, doing anything he can to help the team, give it a different look. So we'll see how it works.
The 0-1 to Kroll. Swinging and a miss, the breaking pitch. 0-2. I hate to keep harping on the injury here. I feel like I keep bringing it up, but obviously not the timing of it that you would want, or the summer that you would want. But I would imagine just being around enough of baseball players and athletes, there's still learning experience and a lot that you can take from being around the team and everything this year. And kind of just, if not going to be the physical stuff, adding to the mental load of things, I would imagine helps out, hey?
Yes, of course. I can always be a sponge, as we call it, just trying to take as much information as possible. And, obviously from these older vets, such as Nash Kroll, who gets hit by the pitch. But, just seeing how much I can absorb, some of these guys have been in the same situation as I have. So just kind of see what they did to get out of it, what I can do to better myself, to put myself in a better position later down the road.
It'll be Jeremy Kuiper coming up. Nash hit by a pitch. He's not a unique situation for him. Was hit by a pitch 33 times in 159 games in his career at Reinhardt. Not something you want to be known for, but getting on base nonetheless.
We saw in the preseason this year, in the one kind of simulation game they had with the guys coming back, we saw the Nash dash where he legged a hit into the outfield into a 3-bagger. So have to think speed is becoming more of Nash's game as he grows with this dog squad.
Stewart takes the sign, ready now with the 1-1. Kuiper committed to the University of Louisiana Lafayette. We were talking in here before, just looking at the players that were brought in, the players that were brought back. The Dawgs going into the recruiting process, kind of like the Michael Jordan meme where they lost. And I took that personally. It seems like there is a pretty singular goal in mind for this year. Is that something you guys are noticing as a part of the team?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously winning is ultimately the goal towards the end of the season, but I'd say we have a good mix of vets who have been in this situation before and new guys who are hungry to experience what kind of playoff baseball at Siemens Stadium can kind of produce. So
yeah.
We're all excited for it.
And most of them coming from Portland. Like, is that something you've noticed? A lot of purple in the locker room.
I have, 100%. Little nickname flying around, the Portland Dawgs, but, it is what it is. Whoever can help us win, we'll take them.
Count full here to Kuiper. Out of Chandler, Arizona, Nash running on the pitch. And he'll have to make his way back as that ball's a souvenir. And we'll do 3-2 all over again.
I gotta say, it gets my heart racing when I see Nash trying to go for, I know he was always running on the 3-2 there, but when you see Nash try and steal a bag, it still gets my heart racing.
100%.
Did have 6 steals last season.
As he likes to remind me every time I talk to him.
Not running this time, and now he'll get a nice easy trot down to second. And the first 2 are aboard here in the 3rd inning. And it'll be Landon Kaufman coming to the plate. Speaking of Portland, meeting out on the mound. it's funny coming into these for us because we're opening day, first time these guys or whatever. But obviously seasons have been played leading up to this. But Conrad was saying before there is a bit of a layoff between when the season starts and when this season, or when the college season stops and when this season starts. What is that process kind of like in kind of for a lot of these guys working? You're used to the everyday, then it stops, now you're back to the everyday again. What is it like seeing some of these guys try to get back into that routine?
I mean, it's a little different, right? We spend a lot of this time to meet the guys, kind of see what they're like, what their talents are, how they can help us with the team. So it's more just kind of like a meet and greet, and just kind of, if they're taking time off, you know, get back into the swing of things and get ready for this WCBL season.
One thing I'm curious about is the relationship with catchers. Like, obviously, you as a pitcher and the catcher have to kind of be on the same page a little bit. Is that a difficult chemistry to get going when you have one guy coming from Portland, another dude from Estonia? It's tough to get that mix going early on?
No, not at all. I'd say a couple bullpens and, you know, maybe just a couple conversations, and then you can just get locked up pretty tight.
Kaufman swinging a miss there. It's 0-1.
And having a guy like Landon Kaufman in your 9-hole, like, that's not a lot of teams have the luxury that the Dawgs do, especially with the bats this year.
Nope, he's our second leadoff.
So that is kind of the way baseball's going. You want to have, it's not the, oh, we're just going to throw our guy that can't hit in that 9 spot. You want that guy who will make contact. Speaking of contact, well, this one soar out of Seaman Stadium.
Nope. Catch made over at first base by Coleman Perry, and just like that, the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order now with Aiden Krause.
And is it weird for you, because I noted that it's weird seeing Connor Croson at second. Is it weird not seeing Aiden Rose out there, because that's somebody you've grown up watching as well?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you get to know these guys with their cornerstone positions, and then once they move on, you know, it's just kind of, it's like there's a hole there almost. Not in the sense that there's nobody there, but it's just like there's something missing.
Breaking pitch misses up there, 1-0. Krause 0 for 1 in the ballgame, flying out to center field to start things off for Okotoks. Packed Seaman Stadium tonight, which means a little bit extra after adding another section to the seats. It has to be pretty cool to see this amount of support for the team on opening day.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to see fans back in the place again, in the barn as we call it, but to see it in a new section where Seaman Stadium is always expanding is also cool in itself. You know, being a kid that grew up in Okotoks, to see the Core 4 being built, or all these new sections, just to see it go from kind of just like a bare bones stadium to like world-class facility has been very awesome.
We always talk about the new guys who sometimes they're playing in their super regionals and they barely have 500 people to come to the 5,000 at Seaman Stadium. It's a different environment.
Yeah, it definitely adds a little bit of pressure, but it's all pressure that we live for, so.
Count 1-2 to Krause from Stewart. Runners at first and second after a hit by a pitch and a walk. Dawgs still looking for their first hit of the ball game. The 1-2 misses low, and it's 2-2.
Watch that one all the way into Krause.
Mentioned growing up in Okotoks and seeing how the Dawgs have grown, seeing how the stadium has grown, the program as well, with the academy obviously doing very well, and now the road to Okotoks as well. Just talk about what it's been like to watch the sport grow and watch Okotoks turn into a real baseball hotbed as Krause strikes out there.
I mean, it's been very cool. You can also just point out the fact that just in 2025 and 2026, Canadian baseball as a whole is just taken off. You know, our Dawgs in the minor leagues, Matt Wilkinson and Eric Hartman have taken off, but also, you know, guys just all across the league. Mike Soroka has been pitching good. Adam Macko made his first start today.
Yeah.
You know, just all the Canadians, you know, we're really putting ourselves on the map where we've been kind of not really pushed aside, but people just haven't really taken us as serious. So it's been very cool to see guys make names for themselves.
Now up someone whose name is very familiar around these parts, Ricardo Sanchez up the ditch, takes that one 0-1. Yeah, that's something I joked about on the radio in Calgary. We had Zach Warden on, who wrote the piece. Canadians drafted in Major League Baseball draft last year, and in drafts past, that would be a very quick assignment. That would be a one-person profile, and then you're done. But he actually had to do work on that thing. But you're right, just seeing the growth and the recognition that there is something special happening up here north of the border.
Yeah, it's almost like the game of baseball just means more to us. You know, it's America's pastime, but, you know, it's in our hearts. It just means more to us.
Yeah, it brings me back to remembering that COVID season in 2021 when it was all Canadian guys playing on all sorts of teams, the 5 throughout Alberta.
As Sanchez fouls that one away, 1-2. And also part of that, too, the growth of the sport here helped out when the Blue Jays have a season like the way they just had, right? Like there is a real passion for things out here in the whole country.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously they're Canada's team, and when they're making a push for, you know, the greatest trophy in sports next to Lord Stanley, you know, it's kind of hard not for the sport to grow in this country.
Sanchez takes that one inside, and it's 2-2.
But yeah, and we've heard throughout everything going on that registrations are up at the grassroots level. People are starting to come back to baseball after leaving it for other sports by a combination of affordability and as well just the fact that
Sanchez takes strike 3, and the inning will come to a close. So we'll have to leave it there for the baseball conversation and pick up the next time. But thanks for coming by. Best of luck with the recovery going forward.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Conrad will steer the ship in the middle part of the ball game here when we come back to Sylvan Stadium on Flow College.
Conrad Krauser and Peter Klein back with you here from Okotoks. And, you know, we're heading into inning number 4, and that's not an inning that pitchers generally see this early in the season. But the Dawgs will continue on with A.J. Rogers. But it will be Coleman Derry leading the way here for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. His second time seeing AJ. Rogers spikes that one into the dirt.
Yeah, there is a bit of activity going on in the Dawgs bullpen. They were throwing the football around, and now there is. I can't make out from here who it is.
But
getting the warm-up pitches in anyway.
It is also AJ being one of these Dawgs black pitchers, maybe getting a little bit of an extra leash as that one spiked just over the glove of Ricardo Sanchez. Try to jump up and make the snag, but even though he is the defensive all-conference player there at short, couldn't quite grab it, and the Gulls have a leadoff single.
Yeah, you can be great at defense, but I mean, height is height. That ball just getting over Sanchez 4 ahead. So tough one to get the leadoff man on now for Sylvan Lake. It is Austin Collins warming up in the bullpen.
Austin Collins, who joined us in the broadcast booth last year. But this offering from Rogers in for a strike on the DH, Gavin Galenza. He struck out in his previous inning, or when he came to bat in the second. The 0-1 inside, 1-1 the count, and you have to wonder, if we were playing backyard baseball, if that juice box would be squeezed all the way empty. But hey, that's sometimes the ask if you're coming in from this Dawgs Academy. Just come and eat some innings. When other guys are still tuning up their arm, that one fouled off.
Yeah, and there's certainly still some life in the arm for sure for Rogers, but you're right, like just trying to work through it. But this is a good experience for him too. It's not always going to be you get to come in and be Matt Wilkinson and strike out 15 guys in 5 innings. Gonna have to battle through some stuff sometimes.
Excuse me, up to Cote, and the throw draws Croson off the bag. They'll officially go down as a fielder's choice, but a missed opportunity there to get a twin killing.
Yeah, not hit overly hard, so it would have been a bit of a tricky one there to turn 2 on, but certainly with that throw takes it out of the equation. And Croson, we talked before about how he's played different spots in the ballpark, turning back into a first baseman there and making the stretch from second to make sure they at least get the lead runner.
Now it will be Reese Schuerman. Takes a hack over the first one. 0-1 the count. He had that strong and off-the-wall double in his first at-bat. Delivery swings over the top yet again, and into an 0-2 count is Rogers working quickly.
Yeah, that's something he's definitely been doing so far. It's just like he is, like we saw Trey Savage in the baseball playoffs last year. Just give me the ball and let me throw. He has certainly been that so far.
Contact, fouled off, staying alive.
It's interesting because there have been some balls that have been hit pretty hard, but the majority of the swings have not looked overly comfortable. So if it may be just a consistency thing, obviously 18 years old, that there's going to be a little bit of that inconsistency, and it's still early in the season. So we'll see if he can keep that up as we go along.
That one just at the knees. Probably a 50-50 call there. Not getting a call this time from Brad Johnson. As the Jaws soundtrack goes off throughout Stadium Stadium, the delivery fouled off.
It's a really good breaking pitch that he has. Like even from up here, it looks like a fastball until it starts moving, and you see guys just a little bit out in front of it. So everything coming from the same delivery. You heard Toshnik talk about it before. That repeatable delivery is so important, so you're not tipping pitches.
Yeah, and it's not that 12-6 change we've seen from Stevert. Fastball, that one's laced and racing and leaping to try and make the play, but that one will get to wall. Extra bases yet again for Schuerman, and the ball will come in, and Sanchez a couple of pump fakes and another double here from down in the order.
Yeah, Schuerman, a little bit of pop in that bat out of Gonzaga, drilling that ball to center field. Excellent effort from Aiden Krause, and able to recover, get the ball in quickly. Perry was getting the wave for a few steps, but eventually they threw that stop sign up. So keeping it at second and third with a really good in, and then respecting the arm of Ricardo Sanchez to get that ball in from the outfield.
Well, they know each other. They do go to the same university. So.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure there's been a pretty extensive scouting report on Sanchez, not just from the coaches who have seen him for the better part of a decade now here in the WCBL, but guys who played alongside him for a season out in Gonzaga.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's a few ribbings going back and forth, standing out there at second base between the collegiate teammates. And of course, congratulations to Ricky going for his master's at Gonzaga. Hey, maybe he'll be the next Danny Donnelly.
There is only one.
This is true. One away here in the third after the meeting. That one just outside, despite the framing attempt.
For the life of me, I don't know how you take that pitch. Like that's why they're there and I'm here. But that looks so enticing the whole way, but breaks outside. It's a great take. I don't know how you do it.
Juicy did strike out, but advanced to first, and he puts a charge into that baseball, but it's right to Landon Kaufman. However, it's hit deep enough that it will be a sacrifice fly for Juicy. And we'll head back to the top of the order with the Gulls taking another run.
Yeah, just accomplishing the goal there. You have runners at second and third. Obviously, you would like to get a base hit and bring a run in, but mission one is to get that ball at least to the outfield. If it's in the air, it cashes a run, and that's exactly what Juicy did there.
And you're seeing Hartman playing well back out there in left, and you now see the infield adjust a little bit. Seeing Cote take a few steps back as Shaver steps in. Struck out and hit into a fielder's choice so far. Gets the call to strike there, does Rogers.
Good frame job by Lusk. And if not framing it, at least held it there to give the umpire a bit of an extra look.
That one, similar location, just a little bit down. 1-1 the count.
I don't know if it's someone right below us or someone here in the press box, but someone around us has ordered pizza, and it smells incredible.
Well, it is about that time for the giveaway.
Oh,
of
that's
the
100% what it
Tom's House
is.
Pizza.
Yep. Yeah, it smells fantastic.
I haven't had pizza in 3 months, and it is just intoxicating.
Fair.
1-2 here for Rogers. That one chopped to third, but it will be on the wrong side of the bag. We'll do the 1-2 all over again. Cote trying to say, no, I had it on the right side. I don't think you're winning that argument, Leo.
No. And even if you do, there's nothing they can really do about it at this point.
Yeah, especially, I would love if every game in the WCBL had that 4-umpire system to get the most accurate call there, but of course, we are so appreciative of all of our umpires. That one fouled off once again.
Good. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say we're going to do the 1-2 all over again.
Good battle here from Shaver after a good season with the Kaiser University Seahawks. Had a 472 on base percentage, 302 average, so not an easy out after a couple of good seasons at McCook.
The 1-2 for the third time. Rogers takes a look over his shoulder, delivers. Fastball, and once again hit high up in the air. Croson will gather under it. Hey, it looks like he's playing first base all over again when he makes the catch there. But the Dawgs limit the bleeding. But the Gulls to increase their lead, 3-0. We'll be back on the other side of this break.
It is now time for the t-shirt cannon, probably brought to you by Phoenix Physiotherapy. Hey, you ready to do this? Have we got any Dawgs fans looking for some t-shirts? I'm here on the first base side. We got some other ladies on the third base side. For some of the loudest fans whenever we're ready. Let's get loud. Everybody want a t-shirt?
Dawgs fans getting loud here with the giveaway. While we have time, I will get us through an out-of-town scoreboard. Up in Medicine Hat, or rather in Brooks at Elks Field, the Bombers, they've roared back. They now lead by a score of 6-3 in the bottom of the fourth. However, hearing in Fort Mac, they're in a weather delay, so we will see if that game gets played tonight. Out in Moose Jaw, the Miller Express, they lead by a score of 6-0. And then at Spitz Stadium, I think they may also be in a weather delay, as there is rain all throughout this province. But the Bulls, they lead the Swift Current 57-2. They got a 2-1 score there. Leading off for the Okotoks Dawgs is Cal Gates. Gates sat down the only other time he's been at the dish today and puts a charge into that one, and the Dawgs finally have a hit. First crack of the game will go to Gates, and he'll take the single. And as I said, he stole a couple of bags in Sylvan, so you have to think he'll be looking to advance here today. And red wine plays throughout Siemens Stadium. That means it's the lefty Leo Cote stepping into the box for only his second time. He went down looking in his first plate appearance.
Yeah, Cote with an RBI in the game yesterday, and like you said, some speed out there to try to steal, and Gates getting very aggressive with his lead early.
Not even checking up on him, however, is the pitcher, Stevert. Yeah, sometimes you'll give them the courtesy look over the shoulder just in case, but not even caring about the runner on here. As he does go, pitch outside. Oh, that's a called strike. I often don't want to argue with our umpires, but that one was well outside, and Cote gonna take a bit of a walk on this one.
Yeah, better to take a bit of a breather. Even if you are steadfast in your conviction, we don't have ABS or anything. Like it's not going to do any good to make that argument. So while it'd feel better yelling, it doesn't do you a whole lot of help.
So the Dawgs' first hit is turned into a stolen base. Runner at second, Cote swings over that offering, and he'll be down on strikes this time. A pair of strikeouts for Cote.
Yeah, and that's a tough one when you feel like the count should be 1-1. Instead, it's 0-2, and you have to kind of protect the zone. So you swing at something you wouldn't necessarily swing at. Not the at-bat that Cote would want, but it does end with a runner in scoring position and Croson at the plate.
The Crow Show stepping to the dish. Does all of his pre-at-bat rituals. As I said when I was doing more color, I will not get used to seeing him in purple gloves. Swings at the first effort, and that'll be a foul off towards his own dugout. Gates now stands at second. Of course, Dawgs needing to wake up the bats. That hit by Gates, as I said, the first crack of the game. Croson frozen by the off-speed. He's down 0-2.
And you don't see him frozen a lot like that.
Yeah, and full time in the glasses this year. Of course, he's not wearing them on the front of the program that we got from the Western Wheel. But 2-1 the count to Croson. That one inside, and Croson extends that bat up in the air, saying that was closer to me than you think it was for Mr. Man in Black.
Always a good eye at the plate, and when you have the ability to hit with 2 strikes the way he has, that just adds a little bit more to the repertoire and gives you a little bit more confidence.
That one, good eye again. Call the ball, 2-2 to the Connor Croson. Oh, they just had that Foothills Creamery ad up on the ribbon board. That's also pizza, ice cream. Oh, I could go for any of them. But 2-2 the count here for Croson. Delivery. Croson defends the strike zone. Let's do the 2-2 like the time warp all over again.
Good at bat from Croson. I mean, a copy and paste phrase that we can say throughout the years here, but just a good plate coverage, gets the bat on the ball, and able to keep the bat going.
Yeah, we almost need the counter on that. 2-2, a little bit of a longer look here for Gates. Inside to Croson, and from 0-2 to 3-2 as I hit the wrong button and then marks Croson out. He's not quite out. Full count here, and you have to think Gates will be going. And as I mentioned in the pregame, we've seen a couple of errant balls from the catchers from the Gulls in game 1, so you have to think you got to try and force that. You also got to try to not get into the strike him out, throw him out scenario. 3-2 to Croson. Inside, and Croson will take the walk.
And this is something that speed can do. You saw Stewart with a bit of his attention out at Gates at second base. And when you are facing someone like Connor Croson, even if you only have 99% of your focus on him, that can maybe not go the way you want it to. So when a pitcher gets a little bit distracted by the runner out at second, all of a sudden the aim gets off a little bit. And now the Dawgs have the rally going for the second time this game. Runners at first and second.
And there is action starting in the bullpen for the Gulls, but Lusk looking to improve, went down looking, and the runner goes. Gates is there in plenty of time, but the ball gets away. As I said, this has been a problem for the Gulls, and hey, that smart base running gets out of the double play ball on that one.
Yeah, a little bit of a benefit to him there as the ball, it kind of looked like it might have beat him, but Shaver just couldn't put a squeeze on that one. Like you said, they've had some trouble with the throws from catcher. That one basically where you want it to be, but the third baseman just couldn't quite squeeze it with the runner barreling down on him. And now, again, just a little more pressure on the pitcher. That pressure that the Dawgs like to put on with the stolen base is the attention somewhere else. Now if the ball gets away from Sherman, it's a run that comes in.
So they do check up on Croson. 0-1 the count to Lusk. Offering down low. And Croson's dancing at first. He's trying to draw that attention. And hey, sometimes when you throw over to first, that's the green light for Gates. If the throw's a little offline, so.
Well, I'm interested to see if they maybe try a steal with Croson, draw throw to second, and see if you can do the little league play and get the runner to score from third.
High up into the direction of the seats. 1-2 to Lusk. I hope you didn't park right behind home plate, Peter.
No, I'm back in my usual spot over right by the entrance. Just
right beside my car?
Yes, yeah. Turn left and just keep turning right into a spot.
So we'll go 1-2 all over again. Lusk staying alive. Croson. Stutter steps at first, and Lusk nearly takes the pitcher's head off. A line drive right up the middle will score the first run of the game for the home side.
Yeah, now that Stewart's heart rate is at about 500 with that ball coming right back at him. Happy he was able to get out of the way, but that's what you want from Lusk, and I think he just missed that foul ball. Pitch was up in the zone, and he just missed it. Did miss that one. Squared it up, hit it right back where it came from, and now the Dawgs have their first home run. Not a home run, but the first run on home field for the year, and a good bat coming up now in Nash Kroll.
Kroll, he's been on base today, but that was via the hit by pitch.
Yeah, probably not how he wanted to get there.
But of course, the flag's dead out in left field here for the Dawgs. Home run derby participant, and that one gets away. The runners will advance. So Dawgs, a pair of them in scoring position, and the tying run now stands at second with Lusk.
And it takes the double play out of order now, right? Like you have Nash, who hits the ball incredibly hard, and that, when done on the ground, leads to double plays. And so now when you get that out of the equation, you have the tying run in scoring position with Lusk. That's a really big moment for the Dawgs. We'll see if they can capitalize with their veteran power hitter up.
1-0, the delivery to Kroll. That one just at the knees. 1-1 in the count. And you hear a couple of boo birds from the Okotoks faithful. Seeing more than a couple beer bats out and around in sections 100 in front of us. Hey, it's the first day out of the ballpark. Go and enjoy. That one, a very similar location, but called a ball just that little bit lower. As Stevert reaches down, grabs a little bit of clay. And I'm thinking I'm seeing a motion there that this will be Stevert's last batter regardless of the result. 2-1 to Kroll. That one just above the belt buckle, and hey, if you load up the bases, I don't think you're happy. As we said, no safe port in the storm, as the DH Piper is in behind. 3-1 the count to the gloveless Kroll. As he hits that one, it's a bit of a weird hop, and you were not going to see the throw to second. Interesting call there, as sometimes you saw Lusk kind of take a few steps. He was off the bag, was maybe trying to draw that throw into center field.
Yeah, and I think it was tempting, but I think a smart play from Perry to not throw that ball. There's too much can go wrong on a play like that. Take the out and move on to the next batter.
Just eat it with two away. First offering here to Kuiper out into the parking lot.
That was a big second out to get contact, fall behind 3-1, get contact, and not have a run come in. That is best case scenario from the Gulls there so far. Anyway, we'll see how the rest of the inning goes.
Ooh. That one in for a strike. And you saw a little bit of an exchange there between Stevert and Croson. And Croson just points, pay attention to the guy at the plate. A little hard to steal home when there's a right-handed batter in the batter's box, too. The 0-2 to Kreiper. Swing and a drive. Will that bloop over the head? It will not. An F7 in the book. But the Dawgs do plate one here in the home half of the fourth. We'll be back with the fifth inning of baseball here from SEMA Stadium on your return from these messages.
You smell that? You smell that wafting through? It smells like pizza. We've got 8 pizzas through SEMA Stadium for the hungriest fans. Have we got anybody who's hungry? Remember, it's these fans that you share. Taking Tom's House Pizza Pizza.
Now pitching for your Dogs out of the University of Portland, number 18, Austin Collins.
New pitcher into the ball game for the Okotoks Dawgs, and it is Austin Collins. Collins out of Calgary, Alberta, and redshirted this year at the University of Portland. But we saw him last year with the Dawgs.
Yeah, did get into a game July 15th against Saskatchewan where he pitched 2 innings, striking out a couple, didn't allow any runs.
And even though he's listed from Calgary, did go to Foothills Comp here in Okotoks as his first offering is high, but squaring to bunt was Maddox Shaver. Shaver, of course, they didn't charge him with the error there on the pickoff play. But, oh, that one has some zip here from the righty Collins. 2-1, or 2-0 the count. Check swing. Going to say it went off the bat, so we'll go to 2-1.
Yeah, that sounded a little more batty than glovey, but just able to get a piece of it there.
Yeah, not the bat hitting glove. Oh, and I am incorrect. It is, in fact, Michael Quick. He's flown out to right and struck out in his previous 2 appearances. So apparently I missed a batter in the last inning on my score sheet. A 3-1 now to Quick.
Well, and Quick, not necessarily someone you want on the bases, living up to his name, was 4th in the Mountain Valley Conference this year with 18 stolen bases.
Swing and a miss there. Collins reached back and put a little extra gas on that. And Collins has a different arm angle. It's almost a 3/4. Not quite sidearm nation that we've seen with Jordan Blundell. But 3-2 the count here to Collins' first batter. And just can't paint that corner. It will be a walk to lead off Collins' day today.
But you are right. It's a different vantage point. He's not 6'8" for one. But when you're coming from Rogers, who is not Trey Savage over the top, but is more over the top than this, and then you get 3/4 from someone who's a few inches shorter, it does change the eye up a little bit. So we'll see if that plays into things a little bit more as the inning goes on.
So Austin Collins, that one well outside, majoring in finance down at the University of Portland. He'll see if he can cash in a pair of outs here, try and get something along the middle of the infield. Ricky playing well off the bag at short. Down low once again, and Lusk has a look over back to first base. He got Nash Kroll there. He might see a back pick here from the catcher.
We've seen Dawgs catchers in the past be very aggressive with that.
And hey, you got Nash Kroll, who's one of the best in this league over at first. 3 straight balls, and we've seen this from a couple of Dawgs relievers, and good play here from Leo Cote to say, hey, let's take a second here with this young pitcher.
Yeah, this was smart as Collins was visibly frustrated out on the mound.
Oh, and they're going to call for Savannah here.
Yeah, he jumped up and down after his last pitch, and
Yeah, it will be Savannah Blakely coming out to check on this young Portland pitcher. And that's a smart play from Cote to recognize this pitcher in pain. And you never like when you're pointing to the forearm with a pitcher.
No, and certainly not going to speculate as to what could be going on. It might also be a hand that they may be looking at too. But, again, very important for someone who throws and is trying to make a living out of it. But not what you want to see with a young pitcher. But you're right. Sometimes, especially early in the year, academy level, or not an academy player, but a guy who redshirted this year with Portland wants to get some reps in, maybe trying to hide some things. I'm not saying that's what was happening, but good on Cote to come over, try to settle him down, see what was going on. There is some activity in the Dawgs bullpen, and it looks like they're going to be bringing someone in here. And obviously they'll get as much time as they need as Collins is coming out of the game.
Yeah, but good job from your third baseman to say, you know what, hey, let's take the time here. And is that Brody Forno coming out? It is. The veteran knows how to get ready quick. So the 5th-year player, a long-term dog, has come all the way through the academy, and you'll probably hear the sounds of Akon's locked up here.
Yeah, and not just knows how to get ready quick, but also can come in, like he's coming in the middle of an at-bat. You have some relief pitchers who don't even like coming in the middle of an inning. So for Brody, who has been in almost any situation you can possibly fathom, including all-star game pinch runner, he is someone who has seen it all in this league. So bringing him in 3-0, well, probably not how he would like to draw up his first home outing of the year. It's something that he's going to be able to deal with, maybe better than some of the other guys who are used to a bit more of a clean sheet to start an inning, or start an appearance, rather.
Yeah, and this looks like Lou Pote's going to get a clarification here. It's going to be tough not seeing Brody in the number 4 coming out next year. Like, he's somebody that I've grown up in my commentary world, and I'm going to keep bringing it up, but he was one of the standouts in that COVID season, the 5-team double Dawgs season. But it's going to be weird not coming to the ballpark and only seeing Pablo Forno here, of course, of Grand Slam Sports.
Yeah, he was with Brody, not Pablo. Was with Dawgs Red in 2021, going 2-2 that year, and picking up the 17 strikeouts in 18 outings, and has been a mainstay, and in a number of different scenarios as well, working through and kind of seeing all the different ways that he can help this ball club be successful, whether it is as a starter or coming out of the bullpen as well.
Yeah, because last year was used a lot as a setup guy and coming in that 8th inning role. But of course, having to take that quick call here, and he'll get one or maybe a couple more throws in here. And got a feel for Austin Collins. Only gets those 3 pitches in and leaving with Savannah. That's never how you want to do it.
No, and especially opening day, and like I said, coming off of a redshirt season with Portland, so trying to get some reps in against some batters, and hopefully just a short-term thing, and we'll see him out here again soon.
And Forno hoping to lock up the leadoff man here.
Yeah, so again, it's a weird spot coming in, 3-0 with a runner at first. A fast runner at first, too.
Yeah, of course, actually more than, it was 7 pitches, but Forno comes in, delivers a strike to make the count 3-1 with his first pitch.
Yes.
Of course, Forno's got a few vocal fans here behind home plate. Takes a couple peeks over at first. Ooh, and that one borderline, but a second walk issued to the first 2 Gulls batters here in the top of the 5th.
This is always part of the scoring that I don't know. I don't know if that counts as his walk. I think it is. Or if
I think
it's,
since he
if it's
delivered
Collins.
the final pitch.
Yeah, he walked him.
Yeah.
So, like, only one pitch of it was his, but I believe that is how that counts, but I will leave that up to someone a little bit smarter than me.
John Boy Rittenhouse, with the flashiest gloves maybe in all of the WCBL, will take a called strike 1. What has Rittenhouse done today again, Peter?
Rittenhouse walked and scored in the 2nd inning, then was hit by a pitch and was stranded at first in the 3rd.
So the good old Art has scored a run, but is 0 for 0.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, no official plate appearances for him, but the run and the on-base percentage going up a notch.
As one of Sylvan Lake's spies flies over the stadium. See, everyone else has drones. They have actual birds. 1-1 the count. Forno checks up at second. Is offering high once again. Let's make it 2-1.
Well, all birds are drones. I don't know if you've ended up on that part of the internet, but
birds are not real.
Yeah, no birds.
However, Brody does now have the potential for that twin killing. Takes a look back out to second before delivering, and Rittenhouse gets all of that one, but puts it high in the Okotoks sky. Ricky Sanchez will take a few steps back and retire John Boy Rittenhouse. Hey, he's finally got a bat of record.
Yes. Yeah, probably not the way he wanted to, but he is now in there for sure. But a good one for Forno. Now a double play gets you out of the inning. You do have a tough hitter in Graves who homered in his first plate appearance, but that was a big one. Now kind of getting settled into the inning. One ground ball and you're out of it.
Tynan Graves, he's 1 for 2, but it was a big one.
Yes.
He hit it over the ribbon board in left in the 2nd, that 2-run home run. Forno takes a look over his shoulder. Yeah, he's probably not used to seeing Connor Croson out behind him at second base. As we said, is long-term corner infielder.
Yeah, I'm sure he has thrown many a pickoff attempt toward Croson. It's just normally at the first base bag, not over at second.
Yeah, the whole time growing up with them both in Dawgs Academy, there's been more than a few times they've played a little bit of catch. That one fouled off just up the first base line. Trying to take out the shortstop here for his 2nd strikeout, or more than likely trying to get him to put something softly up the middle.
Yeah, you got the ground ball there, just hit it well foul, but would kind of like to keep that approach going.
0-2 for Forno. Runner goes, and that one gonna be determined to be low, and Forno maybe asking where he missed on that one.
I think Lusk is also asking that as he's turned back a couple of times to check in with Brad Johnson. But a stolen base for Quick. Talked before about how successful he was in that category this season. And now, got to mind your P's and Q's with a good runner over at third.
Forno looking to get something that he can either strike him out or hit it along the ground. Cote will go home. Tag applied. Good play by Leo Cote. Hang a star in your scorebook on that one.
Yeah, just a very heads-up play. As you're kind of going through the different scenarios in your head, I don't know how many of them are throw at home, but recognizing that Quick is going on contact and able to make a really strong play. Lusk was there to make the tag. A very, very smart play from Leo Cote over at third base. We talked before about the veteran infield for the Dawgs. That's a veteran infield play by Cote to get the out, and now the Dawgs a pitch away from getting out of this jam.
I forgot to hit the highlight button. But
That's early.
It's first game jitters. Works for us too in the broadcast booth, right?
Totally.
Delivery from Forno right down Main Street. 0-1 the count. As the skies do start to darken a little bit here in Okotoks, but still a beautiful day for baseball. I'm seeing a few sweaters, or as they call it over in that province of Saskatchewan, the bunny hugs going on. As Forno has to step off. I don't know if that was a gnat or it's a little bit of an eye water as he wipes that away. Takes the sign. Looks over his shoulder once, twice. Delivers. Catches the outside corner, and you can tell that Derry did not agree.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bewildered look back at home plate umpire Brad Johnson. I've seen a few of those on either side this inning.
Can Forno come in relief and get out of the jam he inherited? That one at about the eye level.
It was almost at our eye level. He was, you hear high heat. He was definitely going for both of those things there.
You remember last year in that Dawgs versus Dawgs? Well, actually, you had left at this point.
Yeah.
Brody Forno tried to throw the screwball, was just wrenching the ball into his hip. I have to wonder if that'll come out this season. Winds and deals inside, defended well. That one will find its way over the netting for a free souvenir for a young fan.
I like that pitch combination there. You go with the high heat on the last one, and it probably overthrew it, but then you come right back up with a breaking ball high up in the zone where you don't normally like to leave breaking pitches up high, but when you've already kind of conditioned the batter to leave that pitch up there, to have it and then the potential for it to drop down, I kind of like that pitch mix there from Forno and Lusk.
Forno hands at his hip. He winds, fires. I thought that caught the outside corner. I think Forno took a couple extra steps toward his dugout. He is in agreement, and I think Cote has a few words for Brad Johnson at home.
Well, if Perry didn't like the two-strike call, then maybe they're even because the Dogs didn't like that second ball.
2-2 with 2 away. 2 + 2 makes 4. What will Forno do here?
Nice.
Thank you very much. The changeup gets the out. Inherits a base runner, walks one, but then it gets out of the jam. What a gem for Brony Forno, and the Dogs will come to that when we return here on Flow College.
We've got some new games, new promos this year. In section 110, Freddy's Custard, the state foods. They hooked us up with some free custard, but it's only going to one row. Okay, so if you are in row L for Logan, you are getting some free custard coupons courtesy of Freddy. Hey, let's hear it for our winners here. Let's hear it for Freddy. We're going to be giving away this custard all season long. Hey, we're getting ready to hit. How about a Go Dawgs Go chant? Shall we start it? Go Dawgs Go. Go Dawgs Go. Louder! Go Dawgs Go. Go Dawgs Go.
So a new pitcher in for the Gulls. I do believe it is Dylan Huntsman. Hasn't appeared yet this year. Shocking in game 2 to have a guy that hasn't come in to pitch yet. Yeah, it is 32. I wonder if he's nicknamed the Spider. Huntsman Spider, a very deadly spider in Australia.
Okay. I appreciate the context. Out of Whitworth University, born in Denver, Colorado.
And he'll face, as we said, the second leadoff guy for the Dawgs in Landon Coffin. Had that nice snag in the other half of the inning. Coffin squares the bunt. He pulls it back, and he'll get a called strike.
Joining a long list of players who have had a slight issue with a call that went against them.
I think that one was pretty right on. Good frame there, but doesn't get the call. 1-1. Landon Coffin returning to Okotoks. Obviously came through the Dawgs Academy system out of Vancouver, British Columbia, but returns again to Okotoks, and that one high and inside, 2-1.
For Huntsman, 2025, very good year for him with Whitworth and the Pirates. First team all NWC as a starting pitcher. Conference play went 4-1 with the team best 3.09 ERA in 8 starts.
Coffin gets out of the way of that one. He's ahead 3-1.
Followed it up this season, 15 appearances, 4-2, 6.30 ERA. Had 42 strikeouts and 64 and a third innings pitched.
This is only Kaufman's second time at bat. It's not often we get into fifth and to see Dawgs players only coming up for their second time. And I think that's about as up and down as you can hit it here in Okotoks. And Coffin eventually does take the run. And the signal will be out. I thought it could have been interference as he ran into the catcher, but it will just be the infield fly.
Yeah, and it's a couple times now, and this is something that I think will get ironed out as the season goes on. But we saw Kroll in his last at bat, and now Kaufman here, up 3-1 in the count, get a pitch that looks like they're ready to drive it, and whether they're just taking their eye off it for a sec to see how far they hit it, or if there's some late movement, but they've just missed on a couple of these in what would be very advantageous hitter counts.
So we head back to the top of the order to Aiden Krause. I have not written anything down for his at-bats, but Peter, you got it. You're always better at keeping track than I am.
0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out to center field in his first at-bat and then struck out in the third. Just force a habit here.
That one, it's just out of the range of Dave Robb at first. 1-1 count, one away here in the home half of the fifth inning. Dawgs, they trail by a 3-1 margin and have only recorded 2 hits thus far. Maybe it is time to throw the bats out on the field if Lupote didn't have to be the man in charge. And they are going to say that Aiden did go, so 1-2. And obviously the fans, who are right 100% of the time, disagree.
Yes, yeah, not biased at all in this situation.
1-2 the count to Krause. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Second strikeout of the ball game. And suddenly the Dawgs have sat down too, and Ricky Sanchez will come to the dish.
The shortstop, number 8, Ricky Sanchez.
Obviously a fan favorite here in Okotoks. Missed him last season when he was gone for his brother's wedding. I don't think I'd turn down a trip down to Mexico, though, if I were Ricky.
No.
And the usually sure-eyed Ricky watches that one for a strike. First time he's seen this pitcher from, or I've seen a pitch from Huntsman. Pitch, and Ricky fouls that one off. Got a big piece of it. Down 0-2 is Ricardo Sanchez.
Yeah, struck out looking in his last at-bat, not something he does a whole lot. Just strikeouts in general. Only 28 strikeouts this year in 51 games at Gonzaga. Only struck out 16 times in 37 with the Dawgs a season ago.
Do know he only got into town on Wednesday, so probably needing a little bit of time to readjust to having wooden bat in hand.
Mm-hmm.
It is the one major difference between the WCBL and the NCAA. Those ping of the metal bats versus the crack of the wood up here north of 39th Meridian. But
yeah, like we talked about, just that sharpness, right? Just kind of recalibrating everything after even just a couple of weeks, as I know Gonzaga played relatively recently.
The 2-2 to Ricky Sanchez against Huntsman. Huntsman just misses the top of that strike zone, and Ricky suddenly in a full count.
Walk's not generally an issue for Huntsman, just 13 this year with Whitworth in 64 innings.
I'm not going to say Ricky is the shortest player in the league, but does have that smaller strike zone. Swing and a miss for Ricky, and he's not going to run to first. Is it one stayed in the glove, and the second strikeout for Ricky. Not something we'll say all that often this season, but we'll see what the Dogs will do on defense when we return in Siemens Stadium.
Pitching for your Dogs out of Central Arizona Community College, number 45, Jerome Parek.
As another new arm for the Dogs, as it is the first time looking at Jeremy Pare, the Montreal, Quebec native.
Yeah, coming off of a pretty strong season with Central Arizona College, 11 games, a couple of saves, 19 strikeouts in 22 and a third innings. The Dogs hoping that he can be a shutdown arm out of the bullpen here this year.
And it will be Gavin Galenza leading off the top of the sixth as he puts that one a lot of juice onto it, but racing that one down is the right fielder. Getting to that one, it was Cal Gates. Gates doing it all today.
Yeah, you talk about the speed he has out in right field. That was a tricky one as it just kept breaking away from him. Wasn't hit overly hard, but just kept moving and moving and moving. Able to track it down, and one pitch, one out. You'll take that ratio every time.
But interesting to see that it was a closer in college, but being asked to change his role here to a little bit a middle relief. Is that one down in the dirt?
Yeah, just seeing where everyone fits in this year. We are going to assume that when he's ready to go, Ashton Loera will probably have that ninth inning on lockdown. So just seeing where everyone kind of fits in.
That one cracked, but right to Ricky Sanchez, and I think the defensive all-conference player will have no problem with that as he gets it over to Kroll, and suddenly, very quickly, it's 2 away.
Yeah, ball hit really hard to him, and the catcher running. I'm sure Sherman could beat me in a foot race. But in terms of the players on this diamond, not one you have to rush a throw for. So smart on Sanchez, knowing the ball was hit hard, knowing he had time, just make sure you make the good throw across.
So 4 pitches for Pare, 2 outs. That delivers that one high to the 9-hole hitter. And that is Giusti. Giusti had the drop third strike that advanced, and then the sac fly in his 2 plate appearances. But ahead 1-0 here. Pare. First one was high, second one in the dirt, just saying, what are you going to chase, Giusti?
Yeah, may have just overthrown that one a little bit, but seeing if you can get the number 9 hitter to expand to the zone after what's been a very efficient inning for him so far.
Giusti, a very compact stance. Ray delivers, and that one, once again, finds the shell, and say, let's get a new baseball here.
And as you talked about before, Giusti with just phenomenal footwear that he's rocking there up at home plate.
The yellow, are those New Balances, it looks like? Hard to tell. but they are bright gold. Perret down and away in a 4-pitch walk will leave his first runner on.
Yeah, you never want to walk the number 9 hitter. I know with Toshnik and her earlier talking about how that's the second leadoff guy, and that's exactly what the Gulls want. Get that batter on to turn the lineup over. But from a Dawgs perspective, a chance to go 1, 2, 3 and keep Shaver on the on-deck circle until the 7th with a runner on.
Delivery finds the strike zone right in around the knees. 0-1 for Perret.
Shaver played with Brooks last season, a couple of home runs, hit .316 with 17 runs batted in.
Might hit a little bit different numbers this year as he dribbles that one. Perret, oh, they're going to say that's a foul ball. Perret says, I feel that my position well. Let me take this one.
Yeah, that one caught the toe, looked like, of Shaver as it rolled its way out to the mound. So I'm sure that sucked, but I think Shaver is kind of happy that the bat continues here.
Seth, I hope he didn't pull a George Springer and break his own toe with a foul ball. But 0-2 here. Perret. Close call there. Perret really winds up. His whole body is almost fully contorted to try and get a little bit extra. Like, look at how he sets up that left foot all the way over to the third base side. Delivers. That one gonna find the outfield grass, and as we said, the secondary leadoff man aboard on the walk, and Shaver finds a way to get it out into the outfield, and suddenly there's a pair of Gulls on the bases.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Perret, who had been going well, and then, like we said, the 4-pitch walk to Giusti, and then Shaver doesn't hit the ball hard, but a 57 hopper finding its way to right field. The one benefit, it does feel like Gates is playing a little shallow, and because of that, he was able to charge the ball, keep the runner at second. I thought Giusti was destined for third, but a good quick in keeps it at first and second.
Again, the umpires in the stands call out a strike. The umpire on the field does not. 1-0 the count here to Quick, and Quick has walked, flown out, and struck out today. Paints that outside corner, and saw a little tap of the helmet there. No ABS in this league.
And wouldn't you know it, the crowd was much more in agreement of the one that went the Dawgs' way.
So maybe disagreements coming from both sides, with the count 1-1 with 2 away here in the top of the 6th. That one was in very similar location, but this one called the ball. And I think that's where the frustration comes out for the Dawgs fans in attendance. But 2-1 the count, and the only man who shouldn't be frustrated here is Perret, just trying to stay calm, cool, and collected. That one missed outside. That one I'll have less disagreement with from the booth.
And looks like a little bit of frustration coming out there on the mound right now, which is not what you want after a very good start to the inning. Just settle in and attack that batter and get that confidence back going.
And it looks like there's a couple of guys starting to get up and loose for the Dawgs. Perret gets a foul ball off towards the new patio on top of the new section out to our left. Full count here, 3-2 with 2 away.
So now the runners will get a head start here, so have to be very mindful if you're the Dawgs.
Perret sees the sign he likes, fires, and that one's in the dirt. And just like that, it's all aboard for the Gulls. Gulls looking to split this opening series against the Dawgs.
Walk's a bit of an issue for Perret this year, with 18 of them in 22 innings with Central Arizona College. You'd probably like that ratio to be a little bit lower. But this is, again, a great start to the inning. Needs to find that strike zone again. This is a dangerous hitter at the plate in Marino.
Marino had some power, and that one gets away. That'll score a Gulls run. And as I'm trying to get my images up on the bags, a run will scamper home. 4-1 for the Gulls.
A tough one there, a breaking ball in the dirt that just takes a bit of a hop on Lusk, and trying to get that, again, that chemistry going. But a tough one there in a rough situation. Now it doesn't get any easier as there's runners at second and third still, and the 2 out.
One and one, put high into the Okotoks sky. Kroll trying to chase it down, but it'll find its way into the Dawgs dugout. I don't think I want to see a flying Nash if I am standing in the Dawgs dugout.
No, that's not good for anybody. And those are always so tricky because you know you're running out of room, and you know that when you do run out of room, it can be very abrupt. So you have to mind yourself over there and just out of reach. Even if Nash was stationed by the dugout to begin with, I don't know if he's reaching that one necessarily.
1 and 1 the count with 2 away. That one finds the strike zone. Brings the count to 1 and 2. If he can hold it to just the 1 run here for the Gulls, I think he'll take it. And our scoreboard operator, his first time on the scoreboard, so that one hit well, and it'll eat up Cote. And that'll score a pair. The Gulls might have cracked this one right open. With that single, a hot shot would have been tough for Cote to handle, but as we said, a veteran infield, you would have liked to see that one get stopped.
It is a tough one. It's hit hard right at him. And with you're expecting a bit of a hop there. He does get it, and it just kind of eats him up a little bit. But credit to Marino, a hard hit ball, able to cash 2 and extend the lead for the Gulls.
And Perret, you can see a little bit of visible frustration. Reach down, grabs some of the shale.
Yeah, just need to find that groove that he was in to start the inning.
That one hit hard, and that one just out of range of Cote again. This one will get into the core 4 corner. Stop sign goes up, but that will be a double for Rittenhouse.
Well, Rittenhouse closed his college season really well, a big playoff for Cumberland's Patriots with a 2-home run game in the opening round against the number 2 seed, and then a 3-hit game in their semifinal, and continues that here against Pare, where he rips this ball down the third baseline. A smart stop sign, don't need to run into an out when the inning and the game is going well for the Gulls, but you're starting to see the offense that they can put together. The bottom part of the lineup starts with that walk, and then the big guys up at the top able to get the job done, and gets Pare out of the game.
Now Lou Pote will take that baseball, and Pare had a couple times where he could have gotten out of the inning, but unfortunately going to have that 3 spot on him. And it looks like it will be potentially, is that Wyatt Sadler? Or Sadlier? I thought I saw it started with a 4. Could also be Cage Breibeck. So one thing I don't like about these Oko jerseys, they don't have the numbers on the front anymore. Oh no, it's 14. So that is Dalton Hoffert out of Tom Knoll, Texas. And Hill College.
Hoffert getting into the game yesterday, gave up a hit in an inning, also walked 1 against the Gulls. Coming off of a season with the Hill College Rebels, where he had 19 appearances, went 5-2 with a 5.24 ERA, 44 2/3 innings pitched, did have 47 strikeouts and 1 save. So again, someone else familiar with some leverage situations coming from the collegiate level, now tasked with trying to get out of a bit of a jam here with runners at second and third and some damage already done this inning.
There was a fastball in the high 80s, low 90s, has a curve and a change in addition to a slider.
So pretty good repertoire there to now try to deal with Graves, who hit the home run to get the party started in the second inning.
I have to wonder if I throw up the 4 fingers if I am Lou Pote. Probably not, because that would allow them to hit around in the inning, but... And it is game number 2.
Yeah, and I think if you were going to do that, it would be before you bring the pitcher in.
Fair enough. Yeah,
give
that's
him
true.
at least a couple of extra seconds out there, maybe an extra warm-up throw or two, while people are trotting around the bases and whatnot.
I didn't realize Tyler Graves taller than I thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when you're used to your shortstop being in it around, Ricky, don't hate me for saying this, 5'8", any other shortstop is going to appear a little bit taller.
It's like how all the pitchers have looked shorter after 6'8" to start the game.
Swing and a miss there, and I have to think that might have been one of the various off-speed pitches in the arsenal.
And Graves was not looking to just put the ball in play. He was looking to hit the heck out of that thing.
And as the wind has, you mentioned it was active earlier, has died completely here at Siemens Stadium. Oof. Again, not a call I agree with, but 1-1 the count. 6-1, the Gulls of Sylvan Lake leading the Dawgs of Okotoks. Offert takes a look at both base runners. Gets the unconvincing swing there. Let's go to 1-2. Of course, inheriting both runners on base from Pare.
And this is what you want to see. Just come out and attack the strike zone. Doing that with the first 3 pitches so far, just missing with the 1. But has been right around it so far, now trying to finish it off.
Takes the look to second to third. As I say that, only 1 run will score, and Cote fakes to first. But a long single there for Greaves.
Yeah, some pretty good contact on that ball out to left field. And again, all around the strike zone with 2 strikes on it, just trying to put the ball in play and able to do that. But got out to left field quick enough. Kaufman charging hard would have been a bit of a difficult one to score on for Rittenhouse. So again, a smart hold. Just let him go station to station and keep building the inning.
As we have now seen the 9th batter come to the dish. That is going to be Derry. Swings at the first offering he sees, fouls it off to the backstop.
Yeah, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Singled and scored in the 4th. Struck out looking in his last at bat. Was not overly enthused with the call.
It was almost argumentative, but 0-1 the count here, and pick off to first, just not in time. Peter, you're of the opinion that when you have 2 outs, you kind of should focus on the guy at home plate, or are you okay with those pickoff attempts?
You don't want to put all your focus over at first base. A throw over can kind of just reset your pitcher. But yeah, most of the focus should be on the guy at home plate right now.
And that off speed had Derry all kinds of twisted up. 0-2.
Yeah, it looked like he just pulled the string on that. You do kind of wonder if they knew that a breaking pitch or an off-speed pitch was coming. So you throw over to first, keep Graves, who has 17 steals this year with Southwest Tennessee, keep him a little bit closer to the bag so you can throw that breaking pitch and just maybe keep him a little closer if he's thinking of running on a pitch that would be advantageous for him to go on.
The 0-2 offering. Back to the fastball. Just gets a piece. So we'll go to the 0-2 all over again.
Working on the low and in the last couple of pitches there and getting similar types of swings. See what they do at 0-2 again.
It does look like we will see more act calls to the pen as we have a new pitcher standing ready for the Gulls. And we return for the home half of the 6th. But the Gulls have put up a 4-spot and hit around here in the inning. Runner goes. Derry fouls that one off. And as you said, Greaves will have to make his way back to first, but uses those long legs to get some speed quite well.
Yeah, he is a real threat to run out there. 29 steals in his career at Southwest Tennessee. Like we said before, the 17 there, and just trying to get things in motion. So a big foul off.
Let's do the 0-2 again. Couple extra peaks. Runner goes, but it doesn't matter. Let's hang up a K on that one, this time of the forward variety. And the Dawgs finally get out of the 6th And the Gulls put up a 4 spot. But hey, left the bags full. Relatively. We'll be back when we return for the home half of the 6th. My last one on the play-by-play. When we return on the other side of these messages.
Happy birthday, Jackie, from her husband Jamie and friends Ryan and Angela. Happy early birthday to Ian Charlotte. And a big shout out to the entire Wixon party tonight celebrating multiple birthdays. Welcome our special guest, guys of U13 Girls Fastball, and former dog, Graham Bruner. Fans, it is the last call to purchase your 50-50 tickets. Please visit one of our Academy players walking around the concourse, or visit them at either of our first base or third base 50-50 tables. The 6th inning is brought to you by Superior Propane.
So as is so often the case, I am wrong. It is going to be another inning of work here for Dylan Huntsman. It does look like his next man up may be coming soon. I'm just reading into the future. That's all it is.
Well, a pretty tidy 5th inning for him. So at least getting to start it off again against the heart of the Dawgs order, trying to get back in this one now down by 6.
Cal Gates, he's 1 for 2 on the evening. Had the single the first crack of the game and fouls that one off.
Yeah, and you talked about the speed that he's able to bring. Singled, stole a couple bags, and then ended up scoring. So the Dawgs would like to get him to be a bit of a leadoff hitter this inning and get on base at the table.
Checks the swing, but it's a called strike regardless. Down 0-2 is Cal Gates.
Yeah, it looked like he went around on that one. One of those where if you would have made contact, might have been a double, as the old saying goes.
0-2 to Gates. Gates does make contact, and that one will find the core 4 corner. It'll carry him around a couple of times and
Called foul.
Just the wrong side of the line, and that one was close.
Yeah, third base umpire Chris Hartley right down the line had a pretty good view of it. It's a tricky angle for us. It looked fair-ish from here, but Hartley has a significantly better angle at it than we do. At least from where we're sitting here.
Yeah, it would have been extra bases for Gates if it had been 6 inches further right, but biff and butts for candy and nuts. 0-2 the count here, none away. The Dawgs trail by 6 here in the home half of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Gates goes down swinging.
3 straight strikeouts now for Huntsman. Got Kraus and Sanchez to close out the 5th, and now starts the 6th inning with Gates sitting down. So he has certainly found something. And the Gulls, we talked about, see what your pitchers have. Obviously, there's some swing and miss in Huntsman's game.
Leo Cote will step in now. Of course, another one of those University of Portland. As I said, the Portland Dawgs, the joke earlier. Cote makes a hit on that one, and he'll have extras. Thundering down the first base line, and a bit of trouble picking that up, but it will be a stand-up double for Leo Cote. And the rally begin here.
Well, when you have a pitcher who's just struck out 3 batters in a row, one thing you know that he's doing is throwing strikes, so why wait around to fall behind in the count? Cote jumps all over the first pitch, makes some good contact down in that right field corner, and gets things rolling now with Connor Crowson at the dish.
Yeah, and the Gulls are lucky. Sometimes in that right field corner, it does tear him around, especially if he can get onto the 325 sign side of that line. It can banana that way, but tough for a left-handed batter to get it to curve in that direction. But the Crow Show steps in, and he saw a couple of fans flapping their arms, and he'll take a first pitch foul, or into the dirt for a ball, not a foul, Conrad. You know better than that.
Croson showed off that eye with a walk back in the 4th inning. Mentioned before, the lack of at-bats for the Dawgs. That's just his 3rd time up here in the 6th.
Don't often see that too often, but he'll take that one for a strike, and I heard a gosh darn it from down below me.
Croson had a bit of a gosh darn it body language after that, too. Don't
right
think he
where-
agreed with the call. Sorry.
Maybe it was right where he wanted it and just couldn't get the bat off the shoulder. 1-1. Huntsman checks at Cote at second. Delivers in the dirt. And as much as Cote is an athlete, I don't necessarily think his best tool is his speed.
Yeah, just 1 stolen base this year with Portland after 1 with the Dawgs last year. And you don't want to run into an out at third base right now. So probably best to just stick where he's at.
Not when you trail by 6. Croson gets a piece, not enough. 2-2. He'll take the long walk around home plate. Do up those batting gloves. And he's rocking the mismatch gloves today. He's got that purple one on the top hand we can see, and then a white glove on the bottom hand. So the style point's always going for Connor Croson. Gets a piece of that one.
Just got a piece of that. That was a deflection 5-hole like we've seen in the Stanley Cup playoffs a couple of times.
Do we have a final score for that game?
We do.
Not good?
Very good if you're a Carolina fan. Or if you're the only person on a radio show who picked Carolina to win that series. But for the hopes of Canadians fans and Canadian hockey fans around, maybe not the best final score.
We'll leave it there. I know I think my mom's watching, and that's Heartbreak Hotel for her. But 2-2 for Connor Croson. Let's see if Connor can put it off that new Mr. Rooter sign out in right field. I need my furnace cleaned, so I'll get Mr. Rooter out to my place. 2-2. Cote dancing at second. That one, we'll call it kindly a pitch out, seeing if Cote was going to run. Full count to Connor Croson.
Yeah, you shouldn't be too distracted by Cote at second base. If he dove back from where he was on that last leadoff, he actually would go over the bag. But still, nonetheless, was able to maybe take credit for a pitch that was a bit out of the zone.
Croson defends the zone. Into the protective netting. Can you imagine, or well, you probably did it when the netting was only to the third base or to the baselines here in this stadium. Of course, have expanded that to protect more of the fans, especially the young ones on the berm. And boy, howdy, the berm is still packed.
Oh yeah,
Great.
no one's leaving tonight.
3-2, the count to Croson. And Croson, before the ball even crossed home plate, was making his way to first. I think he knew where that one was located. So a pair of runners aboard for the Dawgs.
Yeah, another good spot here, and this is it's something that we kind of talked about early last season. The Dawgs, while they did obviously have a good year last year, there were some times where they left some opportunities out there on the field, and they've done that a couple times in this game. First and second in three of the last 4 innings now for the Dawgs, and just the 1 run to show. So this is an opportunity to try to break through here for Okotoks.
Lusk will take the early ball. Not the best showing for Lusk, but in his 2 previous appearances has a struck out looking and a single.
That single drove home Gates. Now he's hoping to do the same with Cote.
Ooh, big hack there, but could not make contact. 1-1.
42 runs batted in with Vernon College this year. Did have 8 home runs and a .377 batting average in 53 games.
1-1 with 1 away for the potential power hitter Lusk. If he can put one over the fence, that'll draw the Dawgs within 3, and was well ahead of that off-speed pitch.
Yeah, the Dawgs 3 runs away from being 3 runs away right now.
Got to look on the bright side of things sometimes.
The Bruno Caboclo.
1 and 2 to Lusk handling the catching duties today, and Lusk, good eye there. I thought they had painted the outside corner, but lucky for Lusk, home plate umpire disagrees.
Interesting to pitch him there. Obviously, they have the shortstop playing very much up the middle. The last one almost took the pitcher's head off. But to pitch him outside, it gives him a little bit more room to go the other way. And there's a ton of room out there right now, how everything's shifted.
Lusk gets all of that baseball. Will it go? It will get down, not over the fence, but it'll drive home a run. And Croson runs through a stop sign, but with plenty of room, a 2 RBI double there for Lusk.
Yeah, just when I was talking about Lusk maybe being able to go the other way, he decides to pull it and hit an absolute rocket to right center field. Croson getting a good read off of the bat, seeing that it was going to be a tough play for Juicy to get there in center field. So he gets a good jump, runs through the stop sign, and ends up scoring. And now the Dawgs getting a rally going. Talk about taking advantage of your opportunities. That's what they do there with Lusk, and now hoping that Nash Kroll can do the same, probably here, but definitely against the new pitcher.
Just means we get to listen to more of Funky Town, which is never a bad thing, but Lusk 2 for 3 on the day, and that'll be the final action for Huntsman. Gotta say, I do like when Sylvan comes to town because you don't have the away or the home white jerseys coming out. You get that color rush matchup almost, the red and blue, of course. I'd love to see the NHL go to that more, where you have the Oilers come to town in their blues and you get red versus blue in that true battle of Alberta style.
Yeah, I do like it when you get the kind of color jersey versus color jersey in the National Hockey League. And various different ones. Obviously, it can be a little tricky at times, but I do like it whenever we can get it.
And it looks like it will be Bryson Leach, the righty, coming in for Sylvan, and those are coming in quick.
Yeah, Bryson Leach, redshirting with Gonzaga this year. He's 6'1" out of Maple Valley, Washington. 2025 perfect game made him an honorable mention for their All-West region team. He is second generation Zag, as his mom also went to Gonzaga.
I have to wonder if I'm Nash, am I looking over my shoulder, looking at number 8 in red, just saying, what's he got?
Yeah, I wonder if you get a couple of conversations, or if those happened earlier in the day, get the scouting report going.
Connor, Nash, obviously, we all know that he's been the dog representative in the home run derby the last pair of years. So there is a lot of pop in that bat. If he can find something, he wants to get that piece of lumber over the plate.
Yeah, 2 home runs in the playoffs last year in just 4 games, 7 home runs in the regular season. This year with Tennessee Tech, hit 5 round trippers in 46 games after an excellent season at Reinhardt where he had 17 back in 2025. So that, as you mentioned, a ton of pop in his bat. He's been able to hit for power at basically every level that he has played at, and he would love to just absolutely get this crowd all the way back into it and get the Dawgs back into it here in the 6th.
They only trail by 4.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. Even more Funky Town. I think if he changed his walk-up song, there may be a riot. Ooh, I think he wanted to go on that one. That one could have flown for about a mile.
Did everything but swing the bat on that, the whole big windup, but just decides to live another day.
Everyone gets one, and what didn't miss by much. Again, a stranger arm angle coming out of Leach here. Much different than Huntsman before him. 0-2 to Nash Bash Kroll. Nash with a stutter step.
Yeah.
Looking more like a running back trying to find a hole, but 1-2 the count. Nash swings over the top of that one. As I said, those are coming in quick.
Yeah, that was power against power. That a couple nice breaking balls, especially the one that made it 2 strikes. But when it came down to it, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to throw gas and see if you can catch up. And on this exchange, it goes the pitcher's way.
Jeremy Kuiper comes to the dish, where the Dawgs have taken a bite out of the lead, but haven't been able to come all the way back. They trail 7-3. Kuiper has walked and flown out and takes a called strike there.
19 home runs with Chandler Gilbert Community College this year, now committed to Louisiana Lafayette. So a ton of pop in that bat.
It wouldn't be a dog season without someone from Chandler Gilbert, would it?
No.
Oh, and I am with Kuiper on that one. Shakes his head as a couple of probably very kind words for the home plate umpire. But down 0-2 here. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. As I said, the Dawgs take a bite out of the Gulls' lead, but can't come back any further. A pair of strikeouts will be what the doctor ordered for the Gulls. See what the Dawgs can do with the gloves in hands when they return on the other side of this break. We'll hear more from my friend Peter Klein.
The Dawgs would like to thank Fortis Alberta for providing us the power to light up our beautiful field during every evening game. We'd also like to thank our trusted lawn care sponsors, Spruce It Up. Check out Spruce It Up for all your lawn care needs. And hey, Dawgs fans, we want to reach $10,000 for that 50-50, so we are extending it. We will post the 50-50 number on our social media after the draw. We are extending that 50-50, so get your 50-50 ticket right now. We are so close to 10 grand, that means somebody will be taking home close to $5,000. Go, Dawgs, go!
For your downtown Dawgs Academy, number 21, Jack Bello.
So Jack Bello, the new pitcher in the ballgame for the Okotoks Dawgs, coming to us from the Dawgs Academy, born in Richmond, BC, making his first appearance of the season. Seventh inning will start the same way the sixth did, with Gavin Galenza up at the dish. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for the Gulls, up 7-3. First pitch from Bello catches the upper and outer part of the zone. It's 0-1. Galenza flew out to start the sixth inning. Also was grounded into a fielder's choice and struck out. That pitch misses. It's a ball, 1-1. Gulls with 7 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Dawgs 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. The 1-1. Pitch misses up, and it's 2-1. Dawgs ruined the home opener for the Gulls. Sylvan Lake looking to return the favor here. And that ball rolled to short. Sanchez has it, bobbles it, and safe at first is going to be Galenza. So the normally sure-handed Ricky Sanchez. And there's a runner at first now with 1 away. That one is charged, or ruled an error, sorry. So an E6. Again, not something you see a lot with Sanchez. But now it'll be Reese Shorman. Up with the runner on as he'll call for time, and a runner is coming into the game for Sylvan Lake. So checking in here, that is number 8. Sorry, Nolan Isaiah. Got into the ball game yesterday, was 0 for 2. And so he's going to pinch run for the designated hitter, Galenza.
Pitch running is number 8, Isaiah Nolan.
Sorry, Isaiah Nolan. That pitch is in for a strike there. It's 0-1 to Shorman, who has a couple doubles in this game, and then grounded out to short. You would assume with Nolan coming in as a pinch runner, there's some wheels there, and a third double of the game probably brings in a run. That's what Sherman was looking for, but he cuts through it, and it's 0-2. As he takes the step out, waits for another one here from Bello. Infield double play depth on a big lead for Nolan. The pitch in the dirt, a good block there from Lusk. And the count goes to 1-2. A lot of talk around here about the success of the Dawgs Academy. A few Dawgs alum making some impacts at the professional ranks. Tristan Peters, one of the main ones, a hot week for him. Last 7 games with the White Sox, 471 batting average and a 550 on base percentage. The 1-2. And that pitch is fouled away, and we'll do it again. A couple of Dawgs making an impact throughout the professional ranks. Eric Hartman has been on fire. Feels like at least once a week getting a notification from Jonathan Hodgson about something amazing that Hartman is doing. 44 games this year, hitting .302, already 13 home runs with the Braves High A affiliate. Here with the Dawgs, the pitch is a 1-2 swing and a strike 3. A big strikeout there is the first out of the inning, and a little bit of gas from Bello gets the job done, and there's one down. And that'll bring Giusti to the plate. Giusti with the RBI sac fly in the 4th. Also reached base on a strikeout and then walked and scored in the 6th.
Here, do you comment on how weird it is to pinch run for your DH?
I did not. No, that was not something that I brought up.
Yeah, that's something weird to me. It's like your DH is there to hit power. Why are you throwing in a pinch runner at this point in the game? But I guess anything goes, especially early in the season. That one is strike.
Yeah, a breaking pitch cut through, and it's 1-1. But yeah, just trying to. It is interesting. I think it shows that they're aware that the Dawgs offense could explode here at any moment. That a 4-run lead isn't necessarily comfortable. It's trying to get any edge they can out on the bases. Runner on first. The pitch, a breaking ball, fouled away, and it's 1-2.
None of Juicy's at-bats have really seemed that comfortable thus far for the 9-hole hitter. Just stylish, that's all. Like, even that single last inning just wasn't super... didn't look great.
Not thrilled with how that looked either as he swings through that one. A second strikeout for Bello, and there's 2 down with the top of the order coming up. It'll be Maddox Schaefer of Belleville, Ontario. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game, singled and scored in the 6th. Bello looks to strand the runner at first, who's there after the error for Sanchez. First pitch misses up 1-0.
Also, how rare is that?
Yes, did comment on that. The bobble by Sanchez is not a sentence I've said a whole lot in my 5+ years here with Okotoks.
A very uncharacteristic Dawgs game today.
The 1-0, that one off the facing of the overhang here and comes back onto the field of play.
Oh, I think all the way back on the field of play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Over toward the first base coach's box, actually.
That's an uncommon bounce here at Siemens Stadium.
Yeah, there's not a lot to those to hit that and have it come back that way. So
at least it didn't hit a fan. That's always the worst.
Yeah. A bluff there from Nolan. Doesn't go. Pitches a strike, and it's 1-2. I don't know if that was intended to be a bluff if he didn't get the start that he wanted or what it was, but probably led to at least one tense moment on his way back to first base. Siemens Stadium gets behind Bello from the Dawgs Academy. Pitch a ball, the throw down to second, not in time. A stolen base for Nolan. And still 2 strikes, but a runner in scoring position now for the Gulls here in the 7th.
And we have to say this. This is kind of the first year where it hasn't been a veteran platoon behind home plate. It's a bunch of new guys. And that's not common. We've had years where we've got 3 veteran catchers back there. So to the point where we've had to play them in the outfield to get them innings.
The 2-2 misses up and in 3-2. It was said on the release when the Dawgs brought in Lusk that one of the things they liked about him was a elite catch and throw abilities. So that is an area that they would hope that he shows a little bit more here as the year goes on. But you're right, in terms of WCBL action, some new faces there. The 3-2 lined into left field. Long run for Kaufman, but he's there. And he makes the play to end the inning. So the leadoff man gets aboard, but gets stranded. Strong outing from Bello sends us to the 7th inning stretch as the Bats look to get the Dawgs back in it when we come back to Siemens Stadium here on Flow College. And so after a strong end to the inning, last inning for Bryson Leach, he's back out there to start the 7th inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Dawgs with Kaufman, Kraus, and Sanchez facing Bryson Leach, the 6'1" pitcher out of Gonzaga University.
Yeah, and the Dawgs did not look very comfortable with any of their strikeouts. Like, it's one thing if you're in a battle and you strike out. I can't say that either of those really was a battle. I love seeing some of these White Sox Peters jerseys walking around.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them kind of pop up as Dawgs favorite around these parts, cracking the big league roster with the White Sox, who are having a surprisingly good season in Chicago, and Peters breaking some Blue Jays fans' hearts as well.
Well, all things considered, it wasn't hard to improve from where they were.
Fair, yes. But they find themselves in a playoff spot as of today, as that pitch is in there 1-1.
It's amazing what happens when you have a healthy baseball team.
Yeah, funny how good players helps things. The 1-1. Kaufman fouls that one away, 1-2. Kaufman, over 2 in the ball game, has popped out to first base both times. So looking to straighten things out and get the top of the order back up for the Dawgs.
Again, another Portland product. Well, Vancouver product attending Portland, I guess.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 3 straight strikeouts for Leach. And the strong pitching performance here from Sylvan Lake continues. That's 11 Dogs struck out today, just by my quick count. A couple of them from this man, Kraus.
Yeah, there's too many Ks of the forward and backward variety for my liking.
And not something you'll see at the top of the order a lot for the Dawgs, as the Kraus and Sanchez combined 0 for 6 with 4 Ks today. Not going to be there as Kraus skies this ball to left. Rittenhouse in front of the track, says he's got it, does got it, and there's 2 away.
As you said, if these guys are going to fill up the strike zone, sometimes you just need to try and get that ambush going. Got a lot of contact. If that had happened in the first couple of innings, that ball's over the fence by a good 9 feet.
Yeah, the wind carries that one the rest of the way, but it has died down. It hasn't just died down, it dead down. There's nothing happening wind-wise right now. I keep forgetting that because we have a fan blowing on us. So it feels a little breezy in here, but out there, nothing going on, and so that one just hangs up for Rittenhouse to get.
We need the fan in here.
Yes. Oh, that is not a complaint.
For those of you who don't know, our Sanchez fouls that one off. We live in a sea can here in the press box, so it gets a little toasty when we have the sun that we had prior to the ball game today.
Yeah, that was not a complaint about the fan that is blowing in here. As Sanchez finds himself in a hole, 0-1. Fights that one off, it's 0-2. Struck out looking in the third. Struck out chasing in the fifth. Probably not many multiple strikeout games on the resume for Ricky Sanchez.
And these swings almost look like golf swings. He's just trying to hit anything, regardless of where they're located in the strike zone.
Trying to keep the inning going here. The pitch misses up, and it's 1-2.
So knows where the bottom of that strike, well, knows where the top of the strike zone is, maybe playing a little bit more defensively at the bottom side.
As we've talked about, coming off of a great year with Gonzaga. Had a grand slam the week of March 16th. The 1-2, did he go? No, he did not. And it's 2-2.
Okay, we might have needed the wake-up bugle a few innings earlier from our sound guy, Christian. But, hey, if we know anything about the Dawgs, they can score in bunches out of anywhere.
Yes. Yeah, we have certainly seen that over the years, and it's been Sanchez starting a few of those rallies as he works his way back into a 3-2 count here. The game yesterday, the Dawgs did have a 5-run inning. Just looking for a base runner here. The 3-2 misses up and away, ball 4. And Sanchez is aboard for the first time today with a 2-out walk.
Again, battles back from that 0-2 count all the way to getting on base. And that's the way you can break up a string of strong pitches coming for the Gulls. We're starting to see somebody beginning to do the plyometrics down in the Gulls bullpen.
So now it's Cal Gates, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Just got a piece of that one, 0-1. Gates singled, stole 2 bags, and scored in the 4th.
So that's 4 steals on this young year for Cal Gates.
Yeah, pretty good start to the year for him. Good start to his Dawgs career. Behind here, 0-1 from Leach. Looked like he overthrew that one. It's in the dirt. It's 1-1.
Kind of reminds me of Josh Burney a few years ago, where he, as soon as he got on base, always looking to get an extra 90 feet.
Some good speed out on the bases already with Sanchez. Although no steals with Gonzaga this year. Not running here. The pitch misses inside, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, just kind of yanking these pitches, trying to put a little bit too much and just pulling them all the way out of the strike zone.
Long look in, now the 2-1. Gates jumps on it, fouls it away. And that one's going to go
all the way over the berm.
Parking lot bound, even up at 2. Gates, 33 games at 157 average with Indiana, but coming off of a fantastic high school career in Indiana. All-state recognition, multiple all-conference honors. Also broke the all-time batting record in Indiana high school. Batting average record, I should say. The 2-2. Golfs this ball into right center field. It's a long run for Quick, and they will make the play and end the inning. It was actually Giusti who was able to get there and make the play to bring that inning to a close. The Dogs threaten. They do not score. We go to the 8th. Here at Sylvan Stadium in Okotoks, Gulls still lead it 7-3.
These innings presented by the Naughty Drink, the exclusive wine supplier of the Dogs. Now pitching for your Dogs at Dawgs Academy, number 35, Jack Thompson.
New pitcher into the ball game for the Okotoks Dogs, and it is going to be Jack Thompson, committed to Odessa College, born in Toronto, coming through the Dawgs Academy. Facing the top part of the Sylvan Lake order here with the Gulls up 7-3. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 with Quick Marino and Rittenhouse here for Sylvan Lake.
Yeah, I don't think he was getting the number 6 away from Hank Griffin. Yeah, a lot of Dawgs Academy arms coming in today.
First pitch misses up and away, 1-0.
Kind of understandable, as we said. Sometimes takes a little bit longer for some of these NCAA players on deep playoff runs to make their way north of the border.
Pitch misses inside, 2-0. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard, like Conrad mentioned earlier, it was a big game for Saskatoon as the Berries beat Weyburn 18-0. Medicine Hat with an 8-7 win over the Brooks Bombers.
Oh, they're finally underway in Fort Mac as well after a lengthy weather delay.
Yeah, 6-0 lead for Energy City over Fort McMurray as they play in the top of the 5th. Top of the 9th in Moose Jaw, the Miller Express with a 9-2 lead over Regina. 3-0 pitch here. Catches the outside corner, 3-1. And tomorrow's opponents for the Okotoks Dogs, the Lethbridge Bulls, will be well warmed up after an 18-1 performance here against Swift Current. That one's 18-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Chopper to first. Kroll has it. He will shovel it to the bag, and there's one down.
Good play there from Kroll. Shuffled the feet and had the awareness to go to the pitcher coming to cover.
Have to like that if you are Thompson, down 3-0 in the count. Battle back and get the first out of the inning.
Second base, number 21.
They just accidentally hit the wrong button on our highlight machine here.
So now Marino will take that one low and away, 1-0. Marino walked in the 5th, was stranded at second, and had a 2-run single in the 6th. Takes that one for a strike. It's 1-1. So 1 for 3 on the day for the second baseman for Sylvan Lake, born in Surrey, BC. 2 RBI yesterday, another couple today. Good start to his WCBL year. A little frustrated with that strike call, though, as he takes the second behind, now down 1-2.
Again, another different arm angle from these Dawgs Academy pitchers.
Thompson deals, got him, chasing strike 3.
Yeah, that sidearm delivery causing players fits. It's not a submarine. It is truly coming out almost at that 90-degree angle. Need my protractor out here. But again, another different arm angle. You've seen this with the Blue Jays this year with Tyler Rogers coming out after Trey Savage. where you go from 12 o'clock on the dial to 6 o'clock on the dial.
And with that last pitch that you saw to Marino with that sidearm, you can get a real slice to a breaking pitch, and that one just kept diving away from him for the strikeout. Rittenhouse takes that one up and away, 2-0. Rittenhouse with a double in the 6th inning. Also walked and scored in the 2nd and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd.
That was the tattooed double, too.
Doesn't get as much of this one. Flies it to right field. Long run for Gates, but he will make the play and end the inning. So a nice, tidy 3-up, 3-down inning for Thompson out of the Dawgs Academy. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th here at Sylvan Stadium in Okotoks. Dawgs looking for a rally. Down 4 here on Flow College. Bryson Leach stays out on the mound to face the middle of the Dawgs order with Cote, Croson, and Lusk due up for Okotoks, down by 4. Cote doubled and scored in the 6th inning. Looking to get the inning started now here in the 8th. Dances out of the way of that one, 1-0. Not much for activity in the Gulls bullpen. There is a pitcher throwing the ball against the wall. And now he's gone in, so I will say now no activity in the Gulls bullpen. The 1-0 from Leach fouled back, 1-1.
Yeah, I still miss when the back screens used to be made of chain link fence. There's nothing quite like that noise of the ball hitting the chain link. However, usually when I heard it, it was because I'd thrown a wild pitch. But regardless.
The 1-1 to Cote. Hits this one to the right side and through for a base hit. Back-to-back hits now for Leo Cote, and the Dawgs have the leadoff man aboard here in the 8th.
It's got to be a good feeling for these Dawgs, because we've seen it so many times where they roll over an inning and it's just the next man up. That's kind of the mentality they need to have, because it's very hard to score 4 runs without having runners on base.
Yeah, it's kind of a prerequisite for them. Now it's Croson, sorry.
I'm just here to state the obvious, Peter. That's why I'm in this booth.
People try to overcomplicate it. That really is just basically what the job is. Croson makes some adjustments. Not exactly Nomar Garcia-Pera-esque, but had to check a couple of things. As Cote takes his lead off at first, and Croson a big swing and a miss, 0-1.
Yeah, those brand new Nike gloves had come apart on him. Connor, I talked to him about the purple gloves, and I'm like, Connor, you had to go back to your old trusted and true red and white ones for dog season. He's like, I lost them.
Oh.
So, guess we're going to have to stick with the purple.
Takes that one up and in, 1-1.
I'm sure if he asked a certain Forno, I'm sure some new gloves could happen to appear.
Yeah, I think they know some people. Big swing and a miss from Croson there. It's 1-2. Was just about to talk about Croson's patient approach so far with 4 walks in 2 games. And then he just swung for the hills, but didn't miss by much. It's 1-2.
But as you have said a couple of times today, still one of the best two-strike approaches that we've seen.
He's had a couple of extended at-bats today. The 1-2 hits this one right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Cote round second. He will put the brakes on there. A good throw to third. Would have had him by a few steps. But the Dawgs have the first 2 aboard and now 1 in scoring position with no one out in the 8th and Lusk coming up.
That was a cannon out of center field. Of course, obviously getting a little bit of an approach into it was juicy. But yeah, I wouldn't run on that if that's the scouting report.
No, on a good, I mean, like Cote maybe bluffing around, just force him to make a throw. But yeah, that did not seem like any type of an arm I would want to challenge.
Started to have a little bit more action for the Gulls.
So now it's Lusk. Takes that pitch up, 1-0. 2-run double for Lusk in his last at bat in the 6th. Would love to do that again here. Keep chipping away at this deficit. Down by 4, 2-1, nobody out here in the 8th. Takes that one on the outside corner. It's 1-1.
And he has a few words for home plate umpire.
Well, those two have spent a lot of time together tonight with Lusk playing behind home plate for the Dawgs.
And it's not usually the catcher that has words.
That one missed outside, 2-1. Yeah, just a polite request. All right, can we have that one too?
Yeah.
Which can have a little bit more sass on it. But now the Dawgs catcher ahead in the count. Committed to Wichita State after a good run with Vernon. And he skies this one, just gone under it out to center field. In on it is Giusti, and he will make the catch. A half-hearted bluff from Cote, and there's one down.
But Peter, to look on that out-of-town scoreboard again, when was the last time you can remember there being 2 WCBL games with 18-plus runs on one side of the scoreboard?
Yeah, not often. That is absolutely for sure.
Especially
that is
with not a home game in Brooks.
Mm-hmm. We had mentioned the Regina Red Sox down by 7 against Moose Jaw. It was 9-2. They put up 7 in the 9th to tie that game. It was actually 8-0 going into the 8th. Regina scored 2, Moose Jaw scored 1, and now the Red Sox have put up 7 to tie that game, with the Miller Express now up in the bottom of the 9th. Big cut there from Kroll. It's 0-1.
Are we shocked to see Nash swinging for the fence? Not at all. This is my surprised voice.
Each with the look in. Ahead in the count, 0-1 against one of the better home run hitters in Dawgs history as Kroll takes that one up and in. 1-1. I was going to say earlier, he has improved his patience at the plate as we've seen him go on here in his Dawgs career. And you would assume the guy whose nickname is Bash, who has said on social media he got that because he, quote, hits tanks, that he would just be up there swinging free. But he's had a very good approach to the plate today. And he hits this ball hard through the left side for a base hit. Getting the stop sign at third is Cote, and the bases are loaded for the Dawgs here in the 8th.
Again, it's that next man up mentality coming through from the Dawgs. Rome was not built in a day, and neither will this comeback be. And you have to wonder if this may be, no, not the signal going.
So now it's Kuiper. And yeah, to Conrad's point, Leach will stay in the game. Kuiper 0 for 2 with a walk today. Takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1.
Ooh, I have a bit of a grimace there. That was definitely a hittable pitch.
Kuiper 19 home runs with Chandler Gilbert Community College.
The wind has started to pick up once again as well.
The 0-1 in the dirt. Good block from Shurman, keeping Cote at third.
But of note, tying run at the dish.
Yep.
As we've said, the Dawgs can score in bunches and have in years past.
They're in on the corners. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss there from Kuiper, and it's 1-2.
Not that I'd expect a suicide squeeze necessarily when you're down 4. But it's just smart play having the corners in.
Trying to catch or cut a run down at home plate on anything hit on the ground. The 1-2. Pulled to third, through for a base hit. In to score is Cote. Station to station for the Dawgs. An RBI base hit for Kuiper, and it's 7-4.
Handcuffed. We've seen both third basemen have some struggles, some hard hit baseballs. But just hand it off, next man up. And the Dawgs now down by only 3, and I think that will be it for Leach.
Yeah, we call it the hot corner. It gets even more hot when you have to stand with 10 toes on the grass. You have even less time to react to what was a rocket to third. So good on Shaver for even getting a glove on that with how hard it was hit, and probably saved another run, keeping the bases loaded. But you're right, that will spell the end of the day. Nope.
Just a mound visit. Or maybe this is a Mad Max scenario where he's saying, nah, I want to get myself out of this for Leach.
I can understand a coach allowing that with postseason or whatever. May 28th might be a little early for that, but it might be. And then it could also just be a, how are you doing? Like, how confident are you in trusting in the pitcher? So whether it was a democratic process or what was intended, that is certainly, they are going to leave Leach in the game. And I also wonder if that was, if that conversation was merely a vessel to get some one-on-one time with the umpire, as that was a conversation that lasted from the mound all the way to the dugout.
Yeah, and he saw their head coach just making the motion. You need to be ready. Or no, they've changed the pitcher who's warming up. So they've gone from a righty to a lefty.
Kaufman did go around. It's 0-1. So just going with maybe a different leverage reliever out there as the wind starts to pick up, at least in our booth. Papers flying around. You can see the flags going a little bit with the count 0-1 to Kaufman. 0 for 3 in the ball game. Chops this one to short. Charging it is Graves. Only play is to first. They'll get the out. The run scores. It's 7-5. And there's runners at second and third with 2 down. And the top of the Dawgs order coming up.
As I've screwed up yet again on the scoreboard online, but yes, it will still be the bottom of the 8th.
So a heads-up play from Graves. It would be tempting to try to turn a double play on that, but that ball was not hit very hard. Just get the sure thing at first base. But now it's Kraus with the tying run in scoring positions. Second and third, 2 down. Kraus takes that one in the dirt. Good block there from Shurman. Just made sure he kept it in front of him. And the count 1-0. Kraus, sorry, go ahead.
You got to think if you're Leach. You know you've got an open base. You're not giving him many strikes, and there's conversation here between the umpire and the pitcher. I have to wonder if that's maybe a balk warning.
Potentially. That would certainly be very high on the list of things that Leach would not want to have happen with the runner at third. Kraus 0 for 4 in the ball game. Did have an RBI last night. Chops this ball foul to third.
Nash trying to jump and see where that one is going.
Just got to get a better view, right? And the pitch. Muscles this one to second. Marino is there, and the inning is over. But not before the Dawgs strike twice and are back within striking distance as we head to the 9th here at Sylvan Stadium in Okotoks. Should be a fun finish. Coming up next on Flow College.
Attention Dawgs fans, may the owner of a blue F-150 license plate CRD 6785. Again, that is a blue F-150 CRD 6785. Could you please report to the ticket office because you have the dirtiest car in the parking lot and have won a free car wash from Dreams Eco Express Car Wash. Congratulations! It's time to wash that truck. Blue F-150 CRD 6785.
Now fishing for your Dawgs and Okotoks Academy, number 13, Black and White.
Top of the ninth, we go, and a new pitcher in the ball game for the Dawgs. It is Bryden White out of the Dawgs Academy, born in Cloverdale, BC. out of the Dawgs Academy, born in Cloverdale, BC. Face for the Dawgs, it is Bryden White out of the Dawgs Academy, born in Cloverdale, BC. Out of the Dawgs Academy, born in Cloverdale, BC. Tail BC. Face Tail BC.